Well, season's greetings and welcome to Two Balls at a Mic, 335 episodes in a row with special guest Andrew Vasiliades. Andrew, welcome to the garage. Welcome here.
Thank you. I can't believe I finally made it.
Finally. It took 6.5 years for you to make it down here. You've been blessed because the odor isn't as bad down here in South Bay.
Did we find the dead rat? What happened?
No. Just the South Bay stink because of the Tijuana River Valley. So everything is A-okay.
In the right track.
Yep, absolutely correct.
Understood.
So we'll go ahead and just start today with our guests, and we'll talk a little bit of what you got going on, Street Soccer USA, as well as a little San Diego Wave, some World Cup action as it is winding down. Both of our teams, all three of our teams, are out. Unfortunately, Greece didn't make it this time around. But hey, you guys have an Euro. You guys had a great Euro run.
And it's always a great reminder on July 4th because that was July 4th, 2004.
Oh wow!
So I get to celebrate Independence Day and Greece beating Portugal in that Euro. It's probably the only thing we get to watch.
One of my favorite Euro Cups of all time for sure. Yeah. But we'll go ahead and just kind of get started and again celebrate the fact that our Mexico credentialship has essentially ended. I flew back. I don't even know when I flew back. I did 25 hours in Mexico City, flew back, and then came to watch my Padres absolutely get destroyed 8-0.
Oh man, it was a good run, right? For them right now.
Yeah, it wasn't a good time out there, but either way, want to say thank you for everybody who's joined us, everybody who's asked, who's been following. We've been meeting a lot of you who've made it over to the World Cup as well. Who've made it over to Mexico City, to Guadalajara, to Los Angeles, where we've been doing coverage for this. And I just want to say thank you for your support of us and all these 6 years, especially through this World Cup venture. And really appreciate you. And, de corazon, from the heart, man, it means a lot. It means a lot for you to be here and for you to support what we've been doing for the past couple of years, man.
No, it's been a pleasure to watch. I've said this before, from day one where it started to where you guys are now. And the commitment to the goal never changed, right? And you made it. And I appreciate when you guys reach out with a text of, thank you for helping me get here.
Yeah.
But I think, I need to say my response to you guys publicly, like, you did the work, right? Like, Loyal may have opened a door, gave you a reason to start the podcast. But I'm sure there were a number of times where you guys could have thought, like, all right, we tried,
More than once.
Like, we gave it our best effort, and to show resolve and work through those things and refine your craft and get better and cover more teams and everything that led up to it. You earned what you got. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It didn't come for free. I can guarantee you that. And I know you guys know that. So to watch you and follow along on the Instagram stories and see the places, not even just at the game, where you're getting to go eat, the different things you got to go see. That's what the World Cup is about. And then getting to text you when Mexico was playing England, and you said after that first goal, that was the loudest sound I've ever heard in my life.
Yeah.
I think that's probably an experience that you'll never forget.
Yeah.
Hopefully the pain goes away from the result. And the different stadiums, the interviews, like, it's really, really been fun to watch.
No, I appreciate that. And the fun thing too is that we've shared this with you. We shared this with people who've watched, who've listened and followed, that like this is in a way it started as very and still is a selfish project because we wanted to get to the World Cup. But through that, we've learned to really fall in love with soccer in San Diego, fall in love with the game itself as well from a whole new perspective. And sometimes it's just taking the piss out of things because it's not that serious. It's a game. It's fun. Like. And being in these post-match press conferences, you were talking with Lamine Yamal, you talk with Gil Mora, we've after Mexico, I don't think I put it up. I don't think I even told you. I asked Thomas Tuchel a question, and like, this is the guy that I saw win the Champions League for Chelsea in 2020, and like, just like these little things where like, where I start and where we start is Alejandro Villaseñor, Tony Sanchez, SanDiego.Futbol.
Yeah.
And San Diego was at the World Cup. Like that's how I feel. And not just in the World Cups. Right now we have Switzerland, who's still in the World Cup and is training here in San Diego. So there's somebody else who you can definitely start following in that regards. But no, it's been the adventure of a lifetime. Like I still don't believe what I've lived, and I still haven't gone back into our reels and films and pictures completely. And I know you have a treasure trove of things because you have the new iPhone, and we just trusted your phone because it has a better camera.
They also don't let pro cameras to record and do all that in the
They
World
don't.
Cup, which is kind of silly,
But they're
but
okay with the iPhone.
yeah.
Yeah, and
Like especially like the player interviews, the mix sounds, like it says no professional cameras, just phoned.
What, like a DJI Mini, like Osmo, one of those
Just
ones?
phones.
Okay,
Yeah.
so not even that.
Yeah.
Just phones.
Then I was
phones.
thinking maybe it was like a size component thing.
No,
Not
it's
everybody
just-
was like,
no.
Everyone with their little phone tripods, which we ended up getting one last minute because
Yeah.
we're like, oh, we're not allowed to use these cameras that we've been using for like the past
Yeah,
5
that,
years.
that was the idea. Like, let's save up. We're gonna get this like a Canon EOS. You know,
Yeah.
it's the basic thing. It's gonna take pictures, but at least we're gonna look good out
hey.
there because you remember me out there in Loyal
Yeah.
with my little GoPro and
you
asking
did it.
everybody,
It
and we're
did
like,
what it needed to do.
"Ah."
Then we upgraded 4 or 5 years with them, and then all to end up with phone cameras. That was the first thing we ever did, phones and phone mics. I mean, back to the roots, but you know, all these press conference and all that, none will ever compare it to talking to Landon Donovan after a San Diego Loyal game.
I don't know.
I don't know if you can say that. You interviewed some pretty big people.
Well, it set us up. Like
yeah.
it definitely set us up for
Yeah.
a lot of things. You know, in talking with somebody like Landon's, talking about the operations, talking about just learning about what to do, and you know, this will be a lot of shout outs too, because you know it's coming together with like people like Ivan Orozco,
Mhm.
who also is working and representing San Diego in itself at the World Cup. He told us that once we applied to cover the game, he was like, "No, I'm not gonna no." And then it came over with our buddy Jesse Beltran,
Right.
who then was like, "Oh no, like let him, give him a chance." And it's just those little things that's
Yeah.
just
Right.
little by little, it just started building, and blocks and people giving us a break and chances, and always kind of having that interest of like, hey, like what's next? What can we do? Like, can we just sneak in here?
First
And
got denied for wave credentials.
yeah,
when it first came
yeah,
up
they were
as
like,
well.
no,
Yeah.
That was me.
yeah,
that And like Cesar Hernandez is out there with you guys too, right? He
Yeah.
was out
Love
of Mexico
Cesar.
City, right?
Yeah.
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 And it's just like it really was like the Infinity War Endgame scene of just the circles.
Everybody
And
coming
then
together.
everybody coming together. It's just like, what? To your left, Cesar Hernandez coming in. And they just inviting him over to the Airbnb for a couple of cold ones after he was
Abe
done
even
with
found
it.
himself in Mexico with us.
Our buddy
yeah?
Abe,
Yeah.
yeah, he was with his family, and
Mm-hmm.
you know, he just went over as a fan. And I mean, it's been an incredible World Cup. Have you been enjoying the World Cup so far? This 48 team, you know,
Yeah, it's been enjoyable, and why not allow more people to participate? I think the group stages have been fun. I don't know if going to head versus points was the best for tiebreaker.
mm,
We didn't get too many dud games, but you got some games late that were duds.
Yeah.
And then there were just round of 32 games that were just not as good as the round of 16
Yeah.
games that we saw.
Yeah.
So it was just powerhouse versus team that made it, but just isn't at the same level.
Yeah.
And then when you got to the round of 16, then you started seeing real matches.
Yeah.
But yes, enjoyable World Cup all around.
No, it's been really fun, and just to see the mosaic of cultures coming in. And you know, you mentioned just the people that we've come around. This last time, I went back to the breakfast spot where Anthony Bourdain
Yeah.
had his breakfast, and so that.
Awesome.
And I didn't know when we went, it was Anthony Bourdain's birthday that day. And I was like, oh, this is meant to be. I went back because I got to Mexico City at 4 a.m., left San Diego on Saturday at 11, got to Mexico City at 4 a.m. And I'm
at
just,
6.
Huh?
They open at 6.
they open at 6, but
Close.
it's 2 hours. What am
Yeah.
I going to do? I didn't check a bag. I'm just me and my backpack. I'm just like, what am I going to do? So I took the cheapest hotel just to lay down and take a nap. Not happened. I just got in there, showered, and went over. Then I have it's a community table setup. Excellent food. Local guy that's been there for 30 years has been eating across from me, next to a girl who's just backpacking from Oregon. Had no idea that the World Cup was happening. Just no idea. Just there to enjoy Mexico City. Had some PTO, and then comes my friend from Osaka, just a Japanese dude who had no clue what to do. He's like, "Oh, like I need some soup. Like, can I get some soup?" I'm like, "They don't serve soup here. Let me help you out, dude." Like, blah blah blah.
Mhm.
And that moment, like outside of the game, like those things, it's just like warmed my heart and made these things just so valuable. And you know, going to Guadalajara as a fan and seeing the Koreans, you know, the one mission of every Mexican is in tequila. Have you been to tequila in Mexico?
No, I have not.
Bucket list. Like
Okay,
if you
alright.
just excellent time. The key was to get any Korean and just get them absolutely messed up. Let's just like
I saw the videos.
get them, you know, as wasted as they can. But it's just that this ownership of hey, we're here for the game. We're here
Yeah.
to come together. And I think the world has healed a little bit in the last 3 weeks, at least
I
from
would
what
say
I've
so,
seen.
yeah.
But no, it's been a good time. But coming back to San Diego, right? San Diego put us on the stage, like Kendrick Lamar said. The city put him on stages. Our city put us on this stage. San Diego, we want to make sure always give back. You're involved in Street Soccer USA, Street Soccer San Diego. Could you talk a little bit about your involvement in Street Soccer San Diego, Street Soccer USA, and some of the great things that have been happening? Because locally, soccer hasn't stopped. I've been keeping up too. Like it's been going on as well.
Yeah. So for those who don't know, Street Soccer USA is a national 501c3 that has individual chapters. So San Diego has its own chapter, LA has its own chapter, Austin, all these different cities. San Francisco, I think, has one. And the mission is create free-to-play spaces that we can grow the game in. And we try to do it collaboratively. We do that in different ways. First, we try to partner with schools. So here in San Diego, we partnered for our first field with Horace Mann Middle School, which is by San Diego State, right across the street from Crawford High School. And the whole idea was they have this asphalt kind of parking lot that was perfect for 2 indoor small-sided fields. So we're not talking full 11-on-11 size fields. We're talking 7-on-7 kind of sized indoor fields with boards and everything. And we come in and we clean up the space. We put down the fields, the whole entire, I don't know if people can see that picture or not, but the whole entire thing is built in Germany. We give them the dimensions of the park. They build everything there. They ship it to us, and then we put it together. I want to be clear about something as well. This first park was brought to us by the Adams R. Scripps Foundation and the Alex Morgan Foundation.
Yes.
So it may seem when I'm posting about it that I'm trying to take credit for it. I am not. I'm just trying to amplify what is going on there. My family's foundation, there you go. That's what the park looked like originally. My family's foundation will be opening the second park that we're working on right now.
Beautiful.
I would love to tell you where it is and where it's going, but it's just not solidified enough. But I'm very excited about what we have going on with the second park. But with this first one, Horace Mann Middle School changed it into 2 fields. Then we put down a futsal court next to that, so you can play, a different style of game there. And then during the school hours, the middle school gets to use it for all their programming. They have a great field. We take care of it. We clean it up. So they get to use it during the day. And then at 3 o'clock, we come in and we take over programming, both boys and girls and adults. So there's space for everybody to play. You just have to look at the daily schedules or sign your group up. There's a sign-in sheet. And then from there, just find your space. Because this one was done with Alex Morgan Foundation, there is a day dedicated to women. And it's their opportunity to come out and use the parks. You can see, I think there's a daily schedule right there you're looking at. Kind of tells you what the opportunities are. Sometimes there's open play. Sometimes there's groups coming in. And really the only thing that we ask you for is to bring a good attitude, right? If you're messing around, if your attitude's not in a good place, then we're going to ask you to take off. But outside of that, this is for the community. And this is a community that was underserved, definitely in soccer, but just in general, the school really needed this, and this is helping them, but it's also helping us because now we are filling that place at 3 o'clock until we shut it down at 8 or 9 o'clock, whatever it is. And then what we've also done is we've created a safe space for these kids in the community. Sometimes when school is over, home may or may not be the safest place for some of these kids to go. And now they have a space that they can go to and know that, hey, I can get homework done here. I can catch a game here. I can play a little bit. And what we're finding is kids are coming and they're hanging out. It's not just the middle schoolers there. It's the Crawford kids across the street. And they're coming in and we're trying to keep them accountable, try to keep their grades up and try to make this something special for them. Because at the end of the day, we may not all play sports, when we get past high school or whatever, but these types of experiences can change our lives and put us on paths to do great things. And so that's the dream here, is that we're not only helping these kids with a place to play soccer, but we're providing them an opportunity to become better individuals. And then I'm very proud to say, LA opened a court just recently, but it took them a couple of years to get this done. We got ours done pretty much in a year from the time that we had the funding and was able to go. And a lot of that is to the credit of Reed Fox. If you haven't had the opportunity to meet Reed, or if you're out there and you're wondering, how does this happen? It happens because he's there every single day. I would not be as passionate about this project or be involved into the way that I am with this project if not for Reed. I know that every day that he has the best interests of what we're trying to get done. And it allows me to then focus on bigger picture items, and then he can be more granular and find how are we serving these kids in the best way possible. So we opened the first court before the World Cup started. We had a mission nationally, 26 courts before the World Cup started in 2026. I don't know if we got all 26 down in time, but here in San Diego, we've got one down, and we're about to lock up the second one. And little inside baseball here, when I was touring the second facility, there are some issues there, and I think we can correct them and make it work for us. But one of the people that work for San Diego Unified, he said, why do you want to do it here? I've got a list of like 10 other schools you could look at. And I looked at it and I said, great, give me the list, because we're going to do this one, and then we're going to find those 10 other schools, and we're going to find opportunities to build parks there as well. So that is the mission of Street Soccer USA. And then let me reiterate something. All the programming is free. I'll say that again. All the programming is free. After school, camps, everything that we are producing there is free. One of our partners, Synergy, was nice enough to get us a big LED board. We put that up to watch World Cup games. That's free. Everything we're doing there is for the kids in the community. The whole premise is break the barrier, right? And that's what I want to talk about next. So Street Soccer USA is an incredible mission. What we're doing different here in San Diego, in my opinion, is we're trying to launch the first free-to-play club. We're calling it the Heights FC. We have some parameters around this first one because we are working in tandem with Crawford High School and with Horace Mann Middle School. Crawford has a full-sized football field, right, that they use for their sports. So they're allowing us to use the full-side field when we need to do 11v11 training, and then we're using our parks when we need to use our parks. So the premise is that hopefully, as we open more of these across San Diego County, we will launch more free-to-play clubs from each location. Now, everybody's going to say, Andrew, nothing's free. Correct. Nothing is free. This is going to come from donation money. And right now, we are doing it through our Street Soccer USA funding and the stuff, and hopefully through more of my foundation's funding. But there's other ways that I see this working in the future. We don't have to talk to them about them today. But again, the premise is, how do we break the barrier? I've been reading a lot online the last 24 hours, right after the USA got knocked out. We're only going to get better if we make it less expensive to get into the sport, right? $1,500, I think, is the entry point for some kids here in San Diego to play different sports. And the counter argument to that would be, but we still create great baseball players, and baseball players probably play a lot of money as they travel and do those things as kids too. And I don't disagree with that at all. I don't think that's what we should be looking at. The point is even if it's $700 or less than $1,000 or whatever, there are some families that's a non-starter for to begin with. And so not only is the talent not developing, it's not even getting the opportunity to play. And so what are we doing? So what are we missing out on here? And so that was what we're trying to do with the Heights FC. Let me go to my phone really quick because I want to drop a name. I should have set this up.
And I mean,
it's so refreshing, right, to just have you here talk about it, because I mean, Tony and I have worked with youth pretty much most of our professional.
We work at a nonprofit.
We work for the YMCA, right, nonprofit, but even some of those programmings are paid, like parents have to pay, which is what kills me in my line of work. That I'm like, oh man, I wish this was free.
Yeah, we have scholarships, but even then, it is a discount of something that's.
And I can only imagine all the challenges that you guys have to go through when it comes to funding, when it comes to like even providing all that, finding people who care about it and are willing to spend all the time in the world to be able to provide this for the kids. And again, the fact that you even mentioned like kids are just hanging out, like just imagine the impact that you're making on those parents that have to work, and knowing the kids are safe somewhere where they're going to get their homework done, where they're going to get to exercise, where they're going to get to make relationships with other kids and make friends, do their homework, all that stuff. Like
allegedly,
that's so important. Allegedly, I'm sure it's getting done.
Yeah. So just to your point, that doesn't happen if there aren't people who care. Luckily, I'm able to help on a funding side, but I'm here because I care. There's a coach for the team, Coach Abby, Scott Graft at New Vision Urban Impact. these people care. They're driving these kids to games. They're finding ways to get them there. Brian Malekian, the head of the Chula Vista Elite Athletic Training Facility, just recently stepped up and is helping. He's on the board with us, is helping us up with some vans to get these kids to games instead of trying to carpool it the best we could. So that's what it's about. We have to find adults that give a shit.
Yeah. No, yeah, 100%.
And want to find a way to get this done. And so I got involved with street soccer right as they were trying to launch this thing off the ground. So again, I can't take credit for what they've started here. But what I said to Reed, I was like, when this gets going, I'm paying attention.
Yeah.
And I want to see where we can take this thing and how we get it, further and further along. And so they started 6 months ago, maybe even less than that, training, playing. I got a text message from Reed. He sent it to everybody on the board. They're entering their first tournament, and I don't know at what level. I know that they're under 14, they're kids that are 14 to 17 years old. They're playing at the under 17 level. So those younger kids are playing up, which is great exposure if they're able to hang. And after that tournament was over, the team proved that they belong. They didn't win anything, but they showed up. They didn't get played off the field. And more importantly, they had a really good time doing it. So they were motivated to do it again. So what happens to the next one? They get in the next one. They play some good games. They end up losing to, what's the Chula Vista club down
Chula
here?
Vista FC.
Yes, lose to them.
Or Rebels. Yeah, one of the
Yeah. No, I think it was that one.
Okay. Yeah.
And then end up making the playoffs, and they ended up seeing that Chula Vista team later, ended up beating them and then winning the whole thing. The story is that now they've done this twice. So the minute we won that first one, my immediate response to everybody in the group is, there it is. We have just taken a group of kids who didn't ask anything of their parents except the same thing I said about Street Soccer USA, which was show up with a positive attitude and do your best, and in one tournament they play well, and the second tournament they win the whole GD thing. And then now, like a few weeks ago, they were entered in another one. It was a surf tournament and they won it again. So you tell me, and you should see.
I got goosebumps. Right?
There might be some clips on their page of some. I don't know if there are of some of their goals and stuff, but the kids can play and they deserve this opportunity. Like I get emotional about it because I think about, why don't any of these kids get the chance? And it's because their parents unfortunately don't have the means, or they're set up in a system that forces them to have to pay their way to get there, and that's awful, absolutely awful. So I get really jazzed up about it. I saw Landon, I don't know if you guys saw recently, was speaking on some podcast about his son,
with Ocho Cinco. Yeah.
with
I
his
saw
son's
that.
experience about what was happening. And I had kind of, been keeping him abreast of what was going on with what we were doing here. And then he sent me that, and it was after the kids had won, and I sent that to him. And he just got fired up. He's like, keep going. I'm now paying attention. And so when they won their second one, it was I think the day before Landon was working one of the World Cup games. And so the next morning I shot him a text message. I said, son of a bitch, they did it again. They won another one. They won another one. And he didn't respond to me. I tried to get to him early before his match was on TV. Didn't get any response. And then all of a sudden in the first water break of that match, bing, my phone lights up and it's Landon. He's like, you did it. He's like, I want to talk when we get back. Yeah. And so that's what it's going to take. Like if we've already got commitment from Alex Morgan and her foundation helping us with this first park. If I can get Landon on board, helping us, on the men's side of this as well. Yeah. That was always a dream of mine with Loyal. When we were going to start an academy, is how do I get Landon and Alex working together in our beautiful city to make this place better. Right. And now I'm finding another opportunity to do it. Yeah. So we will continue working with the Heights. I'm continuing to help them out with stuff. Like we said, it looks like we've hooked up transportation for them.
Sweet.
And something important is happening. From my understanding is the phone's starting to ring is the best way to say it. We're starting to hear from other parents who are saying, wait a minute, maybe I need to reconsider what we're doing as far as spending all this money and sending our kids to do this.
Yeah. Yeah.
I like to reiterate another thing. I spent a lot of time with Nate and Land. A lot of time with Nate and Land. And as I had children, I would start picking their brain of what do I do? And soccer necessarily may not be the right path for them, but what do I do to help them if they want to play soccer? What's the best way of setting them up for success? And whether it was the two of them or any other coaches I talked to at that level, nobody said play competitive club sport.
Yeah.
And Nate put it the best way as far as I'm concerned, especially when they're little. Call the other kids in the neighborhood, call the other parents, and say at X amount of time, we're putting up 2 goals at this street, or at this field, and we're going to let the kids play. And none of you can be there.
Yeah.
The kids have to be safe. Obviously, we can't be reckless, but they're allowed to play and do what they want when they want, you know? And that was just so refreshing to hear. Instead, you know, I hear from parents now are like, my son at 9 years old is being timed for his mile time. I'm like, well, what are we doing?
Yeah.
Like, what are we doing? So, and you know, I've been on a mission to find something that gives me the juice that I used to get out of Loyal as far as connecting to the community and giving back. And I found it. You know, I love being connected to the Wave. I'm happy to be working on the women's side of the game here in town. I'm proud of what we're doing over there. But this to me is how we really, really impact our community. Yeah. And so when I see online all this discourse, like I said earlier today, about kids are getting priced out, I keep telling people, I keep texting them like, give us a minute.
Yeah.
We're trying to set this up. And there's some things, and I'm learning about this. Like I'm learning all kinds of rules and regulations that are in our way. Like we'd like to see these kids play in a league, but ECLN, I think is the abbreviation, won't allow you to play unless you have 5 teams. Well, tell me why. Is that because you're trying to monopolize the thing and you want more money?
Yeah.
Or are you telling me these kids aren't good enough because they're winning tournaments? So I would start to like challenging, or if anybody wants to take us, Surf, if you're listening, if you know you want us to bring us into any of these leagues, like we are open for that. We want to show the community that there is another way to get this done. I don't think most people want to hear that, or those people who are in this to make money want to hear that.
Yeah.
But that's the challenge that's in front of us, and I'm looking forward to taking it on.
My thing with that is that even if you do take them on and you have the vision of making money, there's a way to still make your money in a holistic way. And that's been my challenge this past 6 years with any of the professional teams that are here. It's just sometimes you have to do the simple thing, because the simple thing is what is going to make everybody, you know, come holistically and naturally towards you. And they're going to want to give your money to you. They're going to want to do that to you. They're going to want to wear, excuse me, and go to Walmart and buy, you know, whatever jersey you can afford and represent, because that means something to you. And that's been my whole thing with like yes, the machine of soccer just wants it to be a certain way. And then I'm thinking of what's, you know, you're saying about like the other leagues. And sometimes the other side of that coin is that, yeah, their kids are good enough, but then their kids are going to be too good. And now they're going to say, oh no, we don't want them because of X, Y, and Z. Just knowing that, oh, those kids are going to kick our kids' ass because
that's what I'm worried about.
Exactly. Right. But there has to be some way to come together for that. Some way to marry those two where, sure, you still get your bottom line. I understand, because you're also an organization. You're also somebody that has to pay somebody to have food on their table. I get it 100%. But I mean, you don't look so far. Tijuana, Mexico. Like there's so many of the same levels that you'll find here in the States that are at a fraction of a price. And it's competitive. And there's no divide there. There really is. There's no blue bloodness. It's either you know how to play or you don't. Yeah. Or so you're here to have a good time and you're going to play and have a good time, or you know, there's different levels and you can choose the pathway to go to. And you know, I really always vibe with you, Andrew, because of that, because it's so genuine with your intent for the community. I've mentioned this in this podcast, but one of my last things that I did when I was playing competitively in soccer and TJ was that at some point I was in 7 teams. And then I kind of got bored, and I just didn't like the structure of it, because it's like pay to play. It's hey, so-and-so's son's coach is going to be the goalkeeper, so he's going to be the starter. Okay, sure, whatever. But then my dad, you know, with his humble, you know, fish company money that he had and we had, essentially made a team for me. I was a goalkeeper. He rounded up kids in Mexico. It's called DIF, which is essentially street kids. These kids were so poor that in indoor soccer, they would switch out and change their shoes with holes in them that didn't fit.
It's an orphanage, right?
They're orphanages. Yeah. They're orphan kids who had never kicked a ball. And first year, we sucked. For me as goalkeeper, great, because I get a lot of action. I'm up and down. But then the second year came in and we won the goddamn. Like it was such. This is one of the most satisfying things ever. Just like, wow, like that's a catalyst for change, and people need that. And on this side too, with everything being so expensive, that outlet needs to happen. And that's exactly what you've been doing, man. And yeah.
No, and I just want to shout out one more time, and I'll put the phone away. I promise.
No, you please. It's okay. We're a phone okay zone.
Rise Credit Union is the ones who have stepped up to cover the fees, the registration fees through Cal South when we enter these tournaments. And to me, that's the vision. Is we have Heights FC at one location. Like I told you, I can't say the community that we're going to put the second one in. But then we have one there, and it grows its own club. And then the third one has its own. So each community has its own branch representing itself. And then the families that live there, the businesses that are around there are stepping up and covering the costs.
Yeah.
Right. We may end up, and I've never said this to Reed, but it's a thought I've had. We may end up looking like a Formula One team with a bunch of badges on us. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like,
yes.
Just sponsors and representing the people.
Yeah. That's how
that took care of us.
Yeah.
Very Liga MX type of team.
Right. I would rather do that than be taking money from a rich dad who's going to tell me his son has to play.
Yeah.
Like that's not going to happen, because I keep saying it's going to be free, but as we grow it, how do we continue to maintain that free to play access? And it's going to have to come through donation money, sponsorship money, or then just access. Are people going to let us in the door when we want to play certain places?
Are you also taking donations? We have someone in the comment, Philippe, who listens to us all the time, has 2 foldable portable soccer goals that he would like to donate. Is there are there donations like that you're also taking?
Yeah, your probably best bet is dropping it off at the Street Soccer USA Park that we have in University Heights over there at Horace Mann Middle School. But let me see if I can get a better answer for you, and then you can throw it up and let people know. Yeah. That's awesome. I definitely appreciate that.
Yeah.
We're finding, and this, it's crazy to even have to say this, and you guys work in schools, and so you know this very well. Food is the biggest problem.
100%.
Food is the biggest problem.
Yeah.
Kids need to eat, and they're not getting fed. And that's something that we haven't solved yet. So we need to figure that one out for them.
Have you guys reached out to Feeding San Diego?
We have, and yes. The short answer is yes. We have, and there's I've even thought, I know they work more with the elderly, like Meals on Wheels, with somebody like that, to step up. But yeah, could it be somebody in that area? Is somebody who has a food truck, wants to stop by every once in a while and help out the kids, that kind of stuff. But that to me hit me like we had a board meeting recently, and that was one of the things we went over. And it's just like, it's not even about the cleats or the shoes.
Yeah.
Kids just need to eat.
That's, in the orientations, because we orient bunch of 18-year-olds who it's their first job through our work, and we get to a portion of, hey, you know what, do this policy and procedures, and we get to the snack portion, and my message to them is realize that sometimes the bag of Cheez-Its that you're giving that kid is the last thing that they're going to eat that day, and them trying to take it home isn't because they just want more. It's sometimes because they want to feed and give some to their parents, and feed some to their baby daughter, to the baby sisters, and just like those are the basic fundamental needs as human beings that we need.
Yeah. And
again, if anybody's listening that has an outlet, that has something like that knows somebody that can help out, please connect as well. But it's one of the things that just everybody's in a point of privilege at some point, but it's those basic things that sometimes we just don't think about. And when you think about it, it's like, wait, like how are we allowing these kids to be hungry? Like it's just, we're in 2026. Like this shouldn't be a thing. And again, it's just a testament to the whole big picture, 20,000 foot view approach that you're having with Street Soccer San Diego, because it's not just, hey, let's just have somewhere for these kids to play for free. Like, no, it's just building a community and building better human beings, because time comes quickly, man. Those kids that you have now, 4 years from now, they're going to be adults. Yeah. And we need those adults to be as prepared as they can be, because to be completely honest, in the areas that sometimes great organizations like you are serving, they're not. Yeah. Their surroundings are not preparing them for best. And and sometimes in the neighborhoods that we've worked, it's not a matter of like, hey kids, sometimes you got to do the things right. It's like, no, just do the things smartly. We understand, hey, you got to do what you got to do sometimes, but just be safe and be careful and be smart about it.
And you segued me perfectly, because there's something I want to talk about. These kids that are on the team, there's not only just responsibility of showing up with a good attitude. Your grades have to be a certain level.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's a tone that they're setting, and the fact that the first group of kids have gone out and won, it doesn't matter what they do for the rest of the year. Great that they won too, but it doesn't matter because we've proven we can do it.
Yeah.
So now what they're doing is laying the foundation of what the next group of kids need to aspire to, and what the level is, what the expectations are to be there. And that's what I need to start physically being there more and being involved in, as far as I'm concerned. I've helped out Reed on the backside. I'm helping them do some other things, but like, my kids are getting a little bit older. I'm getting a little bit more time. And so now it's like, how do I get down there and mentor some of these kids and help them? Maybe they don't want to listen to me, but can we set them up for more success in life? Because that's what I always said to our players at Loyal. And when given the opportunities, players at Wave, like, it's great you can score goals, but what are you doing when you get out of here? How are you going to set your family up for success? How are you going to be a leader in your community, where it's here in whether it's here in San Diego or somewhere else? And I have now gotten to watch guys like Camden Riley go on and do stuff like that and start to assert themselves and be leaders in their spaces. While a lot of them are still playing, which is effing awesome. But that's what I'm now getting excited about for this next generation of kids is, will they set the standard for what's coming next, and how does the next group look at it and take it to the next level?
No, it's awesome being able to do that. It's the complete package of kiddos, essentially, because again, they're not going to be kiddos for the longest time. And I had something, but that just caught me like just it's.
I've got something else.
Yeah, go for it.
Because we were talking about like kind of what's next.
Yes.
You know what? Like I said, obviously we want to do another club. But I also said I work for the Wave. It's important that I see a girls team pop up too.
Yes.
I don't know which location it's going to be, but that's kind of a challenge that I think we're gonna put out to the girls down in this community. The boys have now stepped up. They've put a group together. They're being accountable. They're doing good in school, and now they're winning.
Yeah.
And so, how do we go to the girls at Crawford and the girls in the surrounding area and say, okay, your turn? You know, I want to see that happen. I don't think it happens this year. I think we want to use this as a test program, get through their season, see what it looks like. What do we do well? What can we do better? You know, food, you talked about that. But it's just as important that these girls have a place and an opportunity to play, just like the boys are having the opportunity.
Yeah, no. And it's something that we found ourselves in is, again, we started this podcast. We're going to talk Champions League. We're going to talk Chelsea, Real Madrid, and started slowing like, no, let's look inwards into San Diego. And something we fell across is just the women's game. We were woefully inept in knowing anything in the women's game, to be completely honest.
Same.
And San Diego Wave comes in, we start paying attention, and just from a fundamental playing side of things, it's, if you really want to watch a full 90 and people not rolling around and just, complaining about fouls every other time, even in the World Cup, go watch a women's game. Go if you're a stadium enthusiast and really want to see Snapdragon, go for a much cheaper price for a San Diego Wave game, and you'll have the excellent experience, right? But it's something we've come across it. Yeah, it's necessary, and it's not even it's unspoken, because I almost had a taboo, because growing up, like, there was so few girls that you'd see in soccer, and the only place that you'd see them is playing as, our language, but like as a token girl in a team. And you're just like, oh, as a goalkeeper, my mentality back then is like, don't let the girl score on you. Don't let the girl score on you. And that was always a thing. But now you're starting to see the specialization, the way that the women's game has grown. It's just like, no, if I get scored on, it's perfectly fine, because they're excellent. They're great. Watching Soccer's W. Yeah. So San Diego Soccer now has a women's team that they're starting. And it's just like, these are the spaces that are incredibly necessary, and on both ends, it's really cool to see these things come up.
Did you get to catch the 7-on-7 women's tournament over the summer that the Wave won?
Yes,
that was really fun.
Yes,
that was really fun.
It was not the All for 11. Was it about the World Sevens?
Yes,
yes.
That's what it was. And then selfishly,
nice little Millie too.
Yeah. Selfishly, it's my dream that, we see a girl and a boy come from one of these free clubs and make it to the highest level here in San Diego.
Yeah.
You know, whether that be Wave, whether that be SDFC, I don't know what's that, or even what we've got going down in Chula Vista with the Bayern Munich Academy coming in.
Yeah.
You know, that's the opportunity. You know, when you're building academy, what are the opportunities you present to the players for them to progress forward? They're right here.
Yeah.
We don't have to, and that's convincing to parents who don't want to send their kids halfway across the world or halfway, you know, across the country. We can say you have these 3 opportunities right in your backyard. It starts here.
Mm-hmm.
How old are these kids in these teams? What's the age range?
Yeah, so this first team is 14 to 17.
Okay.
But playing in under 17s when they play in these tournaments.
Okay.
We talked about, like I said, we had a recent board meeting. Do we go down? Do we go up? I think there's time for that. I don't think right now is the opportunity. And I think that's because what we have at the Street Soccer USA site allows us to set the tone. I just talked about the high schoolers kind of setting the tone of what the team with Heights FC looks like. That doesn't mean that the 6, 7, 8, 9-year-olds who are on site aren't watching that.
Yeah.
And aren't understanding this is what it takes to get there. So I think we're ingraining our personality, our attitude on them young, even though we're not putting the structure around them. And that's what I said to you earlier. Yeah. You know, that's where, in my opinion, and I'm definitely not the smartest guy in the room, that's where I think we fail. More so just, you know, the pain is crazy, or the amount of money we're paying is crazy. But what we are expecting to get out of it, I lost my train of thought there. I lost it.
No. What you want the outcome of those kids to do, because as you were saying earlier, like it's essentially we want to be able to harness everything San Diego and just put it into these kids so they can flourish at the highest stage. And it's possible, which actually your loss of train, kind of my train came back, is how do we help with this? Because we're in a crossroads of, we have an outlet that's world recognized by FIFA, as ridiculous as it sounds, and we want to give back. And, you know, that's why I asked for the age ranges too, because if that's something where some of these kiddos want to go ahead and maybe go into sports journalism, hey, we're actively trying to find interns or some sort of outlet if they're going into college where, hey, you want to go ahead and have this experience? Are you serious about this? Here, you're going to be our guy or girl for San Diego Wave and San Diego FC or San Diego whoever it may be. Yeah. Go to training. Or ask these questions. Go ahead and do this.
Launching our intern application this week. So it's something that we want to give back as well. And
it's possible. Like what you're saying is like having somebody from locally go into these high stage. We were at the World Cup, man. Like this garage, like you just walk into the shitty garage. Like literally, it's a garage. It's as garage.
Great. What are you talking about?
it's as a garage as it gets. But like this
is the best part.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Yes. Shout out Travis, who's just like, hey, yeah, I have this. Do you want it? I'm like, sure, yeah, dude, absolutely.
We're still waiting for the big San Diego Loyal.
Where is that? Where is that?
We'll talk about that in a second. I want to finish what you said. It's almost like you were in our board meeting, because that's something we talked about, was how, like, what are the avenues to give these kids besides just allowing them the opportunity to play? And I brought up BizTown.
Yes, BizTown. Yes,
BizTown, love that.
Yeah, the organization that runs it. I can't remember the name of it off the top of my head at the moment. Anyways, my thought was, you know, could we reach out to them? Could we start finding mentoring programs? Because that was the other thing at BizTown. We had a San Diego Loyal booth. We were the first.
Yeah, you did.
We were the first sports team to be in there, and the whole concept is okay. Maybe you're not the best at kicking the soccer ball, but you love the sport and you want to find ways to stay connected to it, just like the two of you have been doing. And so, yes, we would love the opportunity to, you know, walk down that road and see what it looked like. Yeah. Because I guarantee you, kids these days would love to do something like that.
Yeah. Yeah. It's the best selling point. Hey, do you want to go to the World Cup for free?
Yeah. Well, I think I remember where I was going before. My point was, we don't need to flesh out a big academy right now.
Yeah.
We need to crawl before we run, kind of a thing. And so having these kids on the facility at a young age is great, but we don't need to, that's what it was. We don't need to put structure around them because we want them to just play.
Yeah.
My greatest analogy that I try to give to non-soccer people is, why are we still great at basketball, right? The rest of the world's catching up.
Yeah, they are.
And they're starting to produce the kinds of players, or we talk about them the same way that U.S. men's national team players are talked about when they go overseas, right? You take like a Wemby, somebody like that. They're athletic, they know the game, but they're not always the most creative.
Yeah.
Right. The guys that are still the most creative are usually from here. In my opinion, why is that? It's because they're still just playing street ball. There's still all these courts that they're going to with no referees, with no rules, and they're just learning what can I do with the ball. Yeah. And that was what Nate and Landon were trying to get to me, right? Let the kid have the ball and figure out how to make space. How do I get away from people? How do I keep the ball? But don't put rules on it. Don't structure it. Just let them play. And I think that's what the younger kids can do at Street Soccer USA is they can just learn what they're creatively can do. And then when it's time to add structure and they enter that age group, then we can put structure around it. So that was where my thought was going.
That's awesome.
And I remember, Landon's been a big proponent of that. And you can see him in every one of these interviews too that he's giving. It's just like, the street game. Like that's how you learn.
Youth soccer is his passion. He said it so many times. Every time he talks about, Loyal Select and all that, his eyes would always light up.
His favorite part was hanging out with CJ, Xavi, and Duran.
But here's the thing. He didn't think, he didn't peg that as one of the things he would fall in love with the most. And at the end of the day, that's what he fell in love with the most. I remember when Duran got called up to an under-17 camp or something, and he just pulled me aside and he's like, I feel like it's full circle. When I made the under-17 camp is when I got seen and my career finally started to take off. It's like now I'm providing the opportunity for these other kids to do it. And to your point, watching them in practice, obviously he was with everybody, but he spent extra time with those kids because he understood how important not just his name was to them, but what he could to lend them, what he could teach them and help them with if they were willing to listen.
And then fast forward and you have CJ facing Duran at Snapdragon Stadium. Like it's just incredible. And again,
you know what's so interesting about that, about the CJ situation? And I don't know if I ever said this to him publicly, but he wanted a pro contract with us. And Landon said no. Landon said no, you need more time and more of an opportunity at a lower level to hone your craft and get better. And he listened. And he went to San Diego State, and what happens? I think he won, were they Pac-10 at the time, or Pac-12, or whatever it was, Player of the Year, if I remember correctly. San Diego State enters the draft, boom, pro career. But it was the inside of Landon to not force, because at the moment I'm like, why are we letting this kid go? We see flashes. He had played, he had scored a little bit. I think Open Cup, he came in, and I'm like, wait, this is what we want. We want hometown kids here. But he understood not to force it. He understood. If he went to USL Championship right away, even if he didn't stay with us, if he was with someone else, he wasn't ready for that. And so he went the right direction. The kid listened, and now look what he's doing. And then that game, like you said, to see the two of them playing on there, I'm proud like a parent, but I'm proud even for their parents. Like, I reached out to Michael, it's awesome. It's absolutely awesome. And again, I reached out to each of those guys independently. They've thanked me. Yes, okay, we opened the door, but they've done the effing work. There's been plenty of opportunities that they've moved away from me to, again, say no, give up. I don't need this. It's too hard. That's easy, right? They have stuck with it and they're doing well, and I'm proud of that.
And they've taken it, made it their own. Like they're grown men now. It's crazy. I know. Like it's crazy because I was, this is going to be our third to last episode of Two Balls and a Mic, just because it's the the project was get to the World Cup consecutive streak, and just kind of looking through and like, okay, let's put a video together, and just like one of the reels and just the line of images that came up was that day that they unveiled the murals. And so I went to you went to Guido.
I went to Toulouse.
You went to Guido. I went to Martin, and then I went to Duran's. And Duran's just a child. Like he's just a kid. And my favorite picture of that day was actually when everybody left, was a picture of a family, a dad, a son and daughter, who went over and everything was off. Like it was nighttime. Right. And they just went to see the Duran mural. And it's just like them with his loyal jersey, just checking it out. I was just like, yes, that's what it's about. And again, now they're grown up, but like you said, they've had to do the work, and you're seeing the work being done again with the Heights FC kids that you have, and just with Street Soccer USA. And I know there's a lot of people that are asking, like, how can they help? Like if you're just regular person, like what can somebody do in that of to be able to help out with some impact?
Yeah, like I said, there's only one park right now, but as we get more, we're going to need more volunteers, more people coming to help. There's a side of the coin that we didn't talk about. Not only is this park an opportunity for kids to come and play, both kids and adults, right? There's adult programming that we do here. It's also an opportunity for adults that maybe need some help getting back on their feet or finding a new job or getting another opportunity to be in the workforce again. And so really what it is kids needs adults to show up. You know, if you have the time to come help out, we will find ways to put you to good use. The other thing we would like to do is start hosting more events at our own locations. We had a Red Bull event recently come through. Like I said, we've had some World Cup watch party events.
You got the ISFA indoor streets World Cup coming through, right?
I know Paul Naku's excited about that one.
That's a fun one.
I want to be there for that. That's gonna be really fun to watch. So it's like that, hosting more events. If people want to give their time, that's great. If there's donation money that they want to get, we will find a way for you to do that for us. But yeah, what I can say right now is spread the word. That's why I'm on here tonight. You will see more content coming out from us, both on our social media pages, but through my prior connections, through Loyal, the news media here in town, I'm putting out feelers. People need to understand what's happening here, especially in this time when everybody's talking about what's going on, about how much kids are paying for this stuff.
It's even $2,800, was it, like a year? Like some families, imagine having a family of 3.
Yeah,
like that's the thing. Like we're talking like a single kid.
Some of those families
single
have to
kid.
pick one of their kids. Like, you're gonna be the one playing this season. Like, that's all we can afford. And then you have the other kid on the sidelines just watching and wishing they could also play.
I mean, point of privilege again for myself, right? Like I carry this burden, just with guilt, of like when I played, like everything surrounded, like, oh, Tony has to go to practice. Tony has to game. Tony has to this. I have 2 little sisters, man. And so like it kind of came down to me like later in adult life of like, they were like, hey, like we were always drumming at your beat. Like as a family, we were all having to go, oh, he has to go this. Well, what do? I'm too busy training and having the time of my life while they're having to, finish their homework on the side and it's nighttime and just, playing and trying to figure themselves out. And like, that's just the reality of things where like, it's a choice sometimes. And it'd be best if it doesn't have to be such a heartbreaking choice, because there is, do you eat? Do you buy shoes? Like, do you have the discipline of being on a team and learning all those connections, lifelong dreams, connecting and building character through soccer, which is what most of us who's listening, who's watching unites us. Like that's what's great about this game, right? We can sit here and be like, man, like wow, FIFA is making how much money and from a World Cup tournament, and there's just this like. But at the end of the day, if you just peel everything back, put 2 backpacks on the ground, with a soccer ball. Sometimes it doesn't have to be a soccer ball. Get some shirts and tie them up, and that's your soccer ball. And then boom, you have the game. Like that's as pure as it gets. And basketball, you need a hoop, right? You need that. But even for like soccer, 2 rocks. I remember playing. There's 2 cars in the street. Boom. One wheel's the post, the other wheel's the other post. Anything that's above the waist, no goal.
Right. And I think, you touched on the World Cup. Both the World Cup and the Olympics have turned into capitalistic, monopolized events. Yeah. And I'm fortunate enough to go to a couple of World Cup games. What you realize when you're there is they may be making all the money, but the people still own the sport.
Yes.
And that's what makes the World Cup so great. That's what makes the Olympics so great. We get behind our countries. We get behind our second countries, right? I'm pulling for Japan. I'm pulling for Costa Rica if they're in it, because I have family down in Costa Rica. And then, like, to your point, communities coming together. The Swiss are here. The other teams, you run into one another. The Korean fans, I think, were expecting to be at that Canada-South Africa game that I went to. Yeah. So there were like Koreatown almost showed up, even though Korea wasn't in that game. Yeah. And that's what it is. They may be making all the money, but this still belongs to us.
Yeah. No, and that's the thing. What like I realized too, because I've become a bit of a curmudgeon with with the professional side of things and just how like just red tape everything. It doesn't need to be that way. And then the whistle blows and it's just it's just a game. There's just a game happening. And you know what? There's emotions, it's anger. I mean, in that Spain-Austria game, like I have no horse in the race. Like, sure, Spain. And this is something that we've talked about. Like, what's the highest level of soccer we ever covered with credentials? I think Spain would have been it because
best players like on the field.
Manchester United at Snapdragon.
Let's see, Manchester United during preseason.
Yeah, they played some guys, but they didn't play everyone.
Yeah. So it's like, what's the high? More like this is
good.
This is
no, that was a whole.
This is like, bro, that like all these great players.
Half of Barcelona. You know,
like 2010.
And then one Real Madrid Cucurella.
Now.
And then after.
Did you see his family's like, great for you, but we will not.
Correct. As they should. As they should. I love that, right? Like that's the tribalistic things that we allow. Like it's okay. Like just persona non grata in the family. We're just
of course.
Look at you a little bit. Like, yeah, how could you, right? Like it's like, I love me some Tony Gwynn Jr., but he did play for the Dodgers.
He did.
But I mean, in general, it's just a really cool thing that you're doing. And it's filling up the cup, right? I mean, if I ask you, just like Landon, about like, did you feel that this would be your course in the soccer, world of what you were doing, and now you're deeply involved in just grassroots community? Like, is this?
Yeah, like you guys, like we talked about, Loyal has opened so many doors for yourselves, but also for me.
Yeah.
Like I thought my journey in soccer was over when I had to say goodbye to Loyal. I didn't know that the phone was going to ring a week later and somebody would say, hey, the Wave or, new ownership's coming in. They want to talk to you. They're interested, blah, blah, blah. And so that was one. And then the next was a text message from Reed, just saying, hey, I'd love to grab a cup of coffee with you. And I knew what Street Soccer USA was because we had done some work with them. We were supposed to open a field with them. Unfortunately, everything closed. So I knew what they were doing. But then once I met Reed and I got to know him and his passion for the project and everything that he's done for the organization in a whole, that's when I was like, wait a minute, there's something here that could be really beneficial to me. And so, yes, it's filling the cup, but it's also telling me like more.
Bigger cup.
If we can do this here, what else can we do in other places? Like, I know this isn't soccer related, but I saw this happening here and I'm like, my other passion is volleyball.
Yeah.
And so a gentleman from my past reached out and said, hey, I saw what you've been doing with soccer. Would you be interested in doing anything in volleyball? And I said, yeah, let's talk about it. And so we are setting up essentially what you guys talked about, a scholarship fund through the Family Foundation of kids, again, who would be priced out of another expensive sport.
Yeah.
And providing the opportunity to cover their costs to join a club or to enter a tournament here or there. So so I'm loving what we're doing here, but it's what other doors will this open for me? I'm really excited what Brian has going up at the Chula Vista Elite Athletic Training Facility, bringing Bayern Munich in.
Yeah.
I'd love to see what they're doing, and just finding other avenues of how do we make San Diego an even better place to live, work, and play. And how do we allow access to more and more people so that we can find out who are really the best kids here in town?
Do you see a future where all of this different organizations and group can collaborate and do maybe a tournament, right? Where we have one team from Street Soccer USA, a team from Right to Dream or the Bayern Munich Academy.
Yes, 100%.
Like that would be so amazing.
And then also it's a tremendous tool for all these other academies to look at everybody and say, who's doing what and how can we do this better? Like, I'd love to start sharing best practices with our other organizations.
Yeah.
Like why make the same mistakes other people have already solved?
Yeah.
If they can share their insight. I may have feelings about SDFC, but I have tremendous respect for Right to Dream.
Absolutely.
I knew what Right to Dream was way before they ever came to town. I have a lot of respect for the guy who launched that originally. And so I'd love to reach back out to him and say, hey, you took kids into your home in Ghana. I'm just trying to provide some free spaces here in San Diego. What mistakes did you make early that you would not like us to make? And so I'd like to talk to these other and see what these other academies are doing. Like you said, like I just said, what are they going to be doing on Chula Vista with this Bayern Academy? How aggressive are they going to be locally on the talent here?
Yeah.
How much are they going to embrace the community? You know,
Yeah.
I'd love to talk to some of those people and find out.
Yeah, because it's there's enough piece of the pie here in San Diego because
And across the border. 'Cause
yes.
Let's not forget. They're
Yes.
going to be looking there too.
100%.
As they should.
as they should, and you know that's in my way to tell the people and families and kids from this side of the border. It's just saying like realize that there's a lot of hungry people over there, just not necessarily just like food wise, just like that want that opportunity. Like when I saw Right to Dream has the opportunity to scout in Mexico, that's a game changer because who doesn't, if you're on the other side, on the east coast of Mexico, who doesn't have a cousin that lives in TJ that say, hey, I'm going to go to TJ to follow this dream and get myself an opportunity, not just for myself, but for my entire family. And that's the thing where like a project like this is so just so deep where it's not an opportunity for an individual. It's an opportunity for a whole lineage, a whole family, a town. Like you're seeing the players for the Mexican national team returning home.
Right.
And they're coming home greeted with mariachis, greeted as heroes. And you see them going into just the most humble home with dirt floors. Like this is where they came from. And this is, I'm not saying that we have dirt floors here in San Diego, but we have our own struggles here in one of the most expensive cities in the country. And
but also my hope would be, you know, be collaborative. Like we just talked about.
Mm-hmm.
Like I hope there's somebody in TJ who's saying the same thing on a podcast that I'm saying right here.
Yeah.
I'm trying to help those kids out there.
Andrés Facilidades.
And then we can find that group. And so we keep those kids in their community and Cholos gets an opportunity to look at them or whoever gets an opportunity to look at them. Right.
Yeah.
That's the other part that I think we have to shift mentally too about how we're going to make this change. If we're not going to ask for money from the parents,
mm-hmm.
we're going to have to start looking at the kids' assets.
Yeah.
And that's a little uncomfortable to hear.
Yeah.
But if we can start progressing these kids and getting them through, if the goal here is academy structure and we start getting kids fleshed through this program and on to bigger places than just, you know, a university, but they're really playing at bigger clubs, then that's the return. That's where that money comes from that you can put back into the program and keep this thing going. And then that's how you're not asking parents for money. That's what's, I think we've got backwards here. You look at South America, if you look at Europe,
mm-hmm.
they're not asking for the money from the parents necessarily because they're getting the transfer fees and everything else they get on the other side when these kids move on to other places. So we have to look at that part of it.
Yeah. And it's the reality of it too, because that's also a life lesson, right? It's the reality of what this world is, but then there's the other side of what you're talking about in this last board meeting you had of like, okay, well, if not the actual game, because statistically, like how many actually make it onto the field in a professional setting? There's so many things surrounding the game that are very accessible and not just accessible, that need people who love and understand the game.
Mm-hmm.
That's something that we've come across of like, I love all of our colleagues that we've come across through different ventures, but hey man, you know, you're asking a Scandinavian dude because you're the baseball guy. Hey, what's it like? Are you okay playing in the rain in San Diego? The dude played in 2 feet of snow last year. Like, just get the context of it a little bit, right?
And there's everything, man. There's sports photography, there's sports medicine, there's sports journalism. There's literally everything that goes around
agencies,
it.
like
ticketing. There's any part of business that
everything,
you want to
man.
be a part of that can be in the sports world.
Just West End.
And a lot of
too.
a lot of those businesses are here. You know, agencies, not necessarily in San Diego, but Southern California, the West Coast. So yeah.
Yeah, that's part of the you were mentioned earlier, just like the F1 patches and badges and sponsorship. Like that's what it is in TJ too. Like you'll see a team named of kids, like 9-year-olds, is Juventus FC playing against Transmissions Andrade. Like, oh yeah, just because the local transmission shop just paid for the uniforms, and you know what, just put a logo on it, and then that's just an incredible opportunity. And I really think that this city has enough to be able to make that happen. And
of course,
and you know, it's part of the things where it's just like connecting people. Like how cool would it be like for different, again, just like taco shops, just the taco shop tournament and just different taco shops just sponsor these kids. It's Cotijas versus Sombrero versus you know, El Taco Su Gordo.
The taco shop that's an Open Cup that did terrible.
El Farolito.
Yeah, they did great this year, but the last couple years before that they had done well.
Yeah, exactly. and it's those things. Just and then you know what? In Mexico, what they do a lot is interchurches, which is
the churches.
dude, some of the most
Yeah.
intense games
Oh,
you've ever
We
seen.
had pickup basketball at Greek Orthodox Church. Really crappy basketball, but
But it's fun and competitive
yes,
in a way.
yes. Easter, it would go down.
Oh, dude.
Yeah.
Out of all the days.
Semana Santa. No,
Yeah.
Tournament.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it seems like you've got short term, long term. What are, if, just magic wands, just things to happen for Street Soccer USA and yourself, Street Soccer San Diego and yourself, to say, like, in the most ideal world, like, this is just in our version of making the World Cup.
Yeah. Oh, that's awesome. It's multiple parks.
Mhm.
It's multiple clubs. But this is something we haven't touched on, and I don't want to spend too much time on it. But I had a dream of one of the Loyal complex that we were going to build
Mhm.
was going to be down in Chula Vista across from the amphitheater down there.
Yeah.
And we were going to put a small-sided park. And my premise with that park was, how do we make this record park?
Mm.
How do we make this the place that all the pros want to come to, that know they can get the best games in San Diego?
Yeah.
Not that they're going to come and get hurt, but like, how do we make this a special venue? Do we put it by the beach? Do we, how do we design it properly? Like Rutgers has all those, I think it's maple trees,
Yeah.
that are around it. And how do we start defining a premium space? Obviously, we're not asking people to pay, but this is the park where you come to, where there's going to be some effing games, where you're going to watch some real players come play. And
Oh, yeah.
Joe Corona is going to show up on a Sunday and school some people.
Hell yeah.
Yeah,
Hell yeah. No, I love that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it happens across the board in Furati, where a lot of these players for the Soccers, off season, they just go over there and just destroy. Like, it just and essentially destroy, but showcase.
Right.
And showcase what's
Used
possible.
to be the water tower, East Lake Soccer.
Ah, the
Like,
water
they'd
tower.
have
I got
ballers,
destroyed by some soccer guys at the water tower one time. I was a goalkeeper that day.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Some
ballers.
they
would
just
go
came
play
and
there,
just
man. Like,
scored every which way on me. I tried so hard.
have you played recently? Like, what's
No. One of the things, and I'm going to put it on public record, so I have to go do it. I want to do it. Reed not only helps out at Street Soccer USA, but he's got a homeless program where he's got a homeless game where he gets homeless guys together.
Yes.
He's also got a prison program.
I need to do the paperwork for that.
Everybody I've talked to, going down there and getting a game in the prison changes you.
Yeah.
And I have to do it.
Yeah.
I have to do it. I need to stretch.
Yeah. Yeah.
but I really want to go to participate in that.
Dude,
me too.
I
I'm
know.
cleared from my car accident, so I'm able to do stuff.
Yeah, you are.
Good.
That's on my list too to do. I just need to finalize the paperwork to turn it in. Let's do it.
We have to arm wrestle for goalie though.
Oof.
I mean, if you want to
Tony
take
will
it,
play field.
I will
Tony
play-
can play
dude,
field.
I can play the field. I was a midfielder
core
before I was ever a goalie.
core memory over in Mexico City was we were watching Argentina versus who was it? It was the third. Was it the third game of their group stage? I don't even remember. It was 'cause-
Austria. It was Austria.
versus Austria. And we're just at the fan fest and we're walking around. We're like, you know what? We're just meet and greet. We saw the game. We're having a good time. And then there's a pickup game of soccer. And for me, like, I've been told through in these press conferences, like, man, you really wish you were down there with supporters, weren't you? Just cheering. I'm like, no, I want to be playing. I would love, and like, I just got in there and just started playing and just playing a pickup soccer game in El Zócalo, in DF, at the fan fest. Like, that just is what fuels me. Have you heard of Kicks and Giggles by
No,
any
I have
chance?
not.
Ooh.
So Kicks and Giggles is another organization that's here locally. Chelsea is one of the person that runs them. She's phenomenal. She's from England. She super passionate. She has this thing and that they do is called walking soccer. Have you heard of walking soccer?
I've seen walking football. Like I've seen those clips of guys like trying to juke each other.
Exactly what
Walking
what it is
soccer?
for soccer. But in this, and then you'll see the other side of the coin of like, yeah, the youth, you see third age people, men and
Elder
women,
age, yeah.
playing,
Nice.
and it's just walking soccer. The concept is obviously no running. You can't tackle anybody who has the ball. Anything that's a set piece or a corner kick, first touch is free. But then it just breaks you down mentally because you're like, I can't run. Like, I need to make a run, but like, no, I have to just
It's like a turn-based RPG.
yes, yeah, exactly. And now it's and we were schooled. I was schooled by her name was like Edna, and she was like an 89-year-old lady who's been playing walking soccer just on the wing, just incredible. It's just
Camping the corner, but it works. It's a strategy.
and it's a workout.
Yeah.
It's
It is.
I'm gonna go back to beach volleyball for a second. If you ever show up to a beach volleyball court and there's a little Asian guy.
Oh, that's
Stay away.
that's the guy.
Stay away. A little anybody.
Yeah.
But I mean, they're there for a reason because they can play.
Yeah.
And they got every tool in the bag. They know how to deke you in every direction.
Oh,
They're
yeah.
never going to hit over you.
Yeah.
But they're going to beat the crap out of you.
Yeah.
So that's my pro tip heading to
Yeah.
South Mission Volleyball. Stay
That's-
away.
That's
Shout
my
out to Kicks and Giggles because they've been doing pretty good community work as well.
yeah.
Yeah, I'd love to speak to them. That's awesome.
I think they might have played or gone and hosted an event at
Street Soccer?
Horace Man. So
Mm.
I think they're already there, but great stuff. With volleyball too. I've learned a lot about volleyball through my girl because she played and through high school
It's
and
so
she
popular
played.
right now too.
And man, let me tell you, like I kind of wish I played volleyball. Like as a goalkeeper, you get to just throw yourself around. When I found out you can use your feet,
Yeah.
what's
Mhm.
I was so disappointed that I didn't play because I'm like, you can just
Slide
pancake
and
your
save
foot
it,
and
yeah.
just it counts. Like, oh
Mhm.
man,
let's dig into another topic really quick.
Yeah.
Kids need to play multiple sports.
100%.
And so that's what it was for me. It was soccer in the winter and
Mhm.
then boys indoor volleyball in the spring.
Mhm.
We now have beach volleyball at the high school level.
Nice.
So I encourage any parent, if your child plays soccer, go get them into beach volleyball.
Mm.
That's not a selfish thing because I love the sport.
Mhm.
It's about what it will do for your body and how it translates to soccer. For goalkeepers, obviously, but fast twitch muscles, being able to move in the sand, the minute you get out of the sand and you get onto the field, you feel like you're on springs.
Yeah.
So please try your best, parents. Get your kids playing multiple sports. I know it's very, very hard as they get older now. The coaches are hammering them. You got to do multiple things. But if you can keep your kids playing multiple sports, they will be better at that one sport they home in on
Mhm.
because of the skills that they've acquired from everything. So for let's put this right. Girls indoor volleyball is in the fall, and the boys are on the beach in the fall, and then it flip flops in the spring.
Yeah.
So spring is boys indoor, girls on the beach. Highly encouraged beach volleyball.
And we had just in the same account like Lo, we had an outlet for women's volleyball professionally here with the Mojo. Jeez,
Yeah.
like
Yeah. I try not to be egotistical here. I'm surprised nobody called me, that nobody figured out what I did with soccer and figured out that I had anything to do with volleyball. I had a conversation with USA Volleyball about bringing the whole entire U.S. national program to Chula Vista.
wow.
It was only one conversation. I would like to have more. But yeah, I was hoping at some point somebody from the Mojo would have reached out. And it was sad to see them go.
Yeah.
I from the league, they're trying to keep it around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was fun to watch.
Kind of like a sabbatical right now for them.
It was fun. My girl went.
Yeah.
She actually somehow we got SanDiego.Futbol. I don't know if you know this.
I think she has a credential.
Yeah,
right?
through SanDiego.Futbol to Mojo. So she just went and it just had a good old time watching it. But yeah, I mean, it's interesting you mentioned the multiple sport thing because there's another counter argument to that too of like, well, it's because in America they don't just play one sport year round, where like soccer is year round sport. There's no. I mean, it sounds foreign even to me. Just like in high school, it's just like, what do you mean I can't play soccer? In this time period, like no, it's just in the specific ones. But like, do you have any like thoughts on just kind of like of that counter argument in terms of like, hey, you need to be playing one sport, even if it's volleyball or just to specialize yourself because the world is so specialized, right?
Yeah.
When we were growing up, maybe in volleyball and soccer, like the kids our age weren't doing just the fundamentally sound tricks and just everything, the flashiness and
There's so many different ways you can take that.
Mhm.
First, you have to look at the intention of the parents.
Mhm.
I coached high school sports for 10 plus years. You could tell really quick whether a kid cared about the sport or not.
Yeah.
And whether they were there because they wanted to play or because their parents wanted them to play. Are the kids or the parents trying to monopolize their child because they think they can get a paycheck?
Mhm.
That makes my skin crawl as a parent.
Yeah.
So first you need to look at that. Second, it's so hard to tell at a young age. At a certain age, if there's really if there's really that ability to hone in on one sport and that's the true path, then maybe that's what you need to focus on.
Mhm.
But I would love to challenge that idea. I don't know the numbers off the top or the info off the top of my head. I would love to, as far as I know, European kids are still playing other sports, even if they're in
Mhm.
academy. There's handball, there's basketball, there's
Mhm.
other things
Gymnastics.
there are other things in their routine. Maybe it's not as regimented, but I'd be hard pressed to believe that it's just a one sport for everybody else kind of a thing too.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm wrong.
I mean, it translates. You see the direct translation. There is, I mean, from what I've seen the data in terms of like American football and just like the translation of baseball, right? Like somebody like Russell Wilson, when he was coming out, I was just like, well, this guy used to be a shortstop. That's why he's able to just launch himself sideways, do the sidearm sort of action, just those little things. And my thing with soccer is always just like, well, if you're a soccer player, you're going to have the best cardio out of anybody. Outside of being a goalkeeper. But no, it's definitely just
There's
kind
also-
of interesting. Yeah.
There's also another conversation of like, what are the reasons why you're trying to get to the top level?
Mhm.
When we look at a Brazil, when we look at and I'm not trying to generalize, but for a lot of kids in these other countries, it's a way out of poverty.
Yeah.
Because of the way we have structured the sport here in the United States, and because it's pay to play, a lot of these kids have means, right?
Mhm.
So that desire, that edge to go all the way to make it so that your family can be out of
Yeah.
poverty isn't necessarily here in the same way in every avenue that it is in some of these other countries. And I think that's because it's a different system, right? Those kids end up going to academies that help them get education and everything that they need to get on their way to go to play that professional sport. Where here it's like, yeah, you get your education through a separate avenue, and then this club is going to charge you X amount of dollars.
Yeah.
And some kids are good enough, some kids aren't good enough. Like some kids are just getting charged to be there, right?
Yeah.
They know that that's never going to be the path for them.
Yeah. No. Yeah.
Right.
There's
And so like I went to a private school my entire life, kindergarten through high school.
Mhm.
And I had a high school coach tell me, and I agree with this, we will never see a professional boxer come out of that private school.
Oh, yeah, no.
Right?
Yeah.
There will not
exactly.
be that dig, that fight to go get punched in the face all the time to
Yeah.
get your family out of it.
Yeah.
You know? And I'm not trying to generalize here, but that I think is a big difference between what we see in our country and other countries. It is the end goal is this is the way for my family to be successful.
Mhm.
Here it's this is what I can go do play in college,
Mhm.
or I'll go play in MLS for a few years, and then I'll go do something else with my life.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's just a completely different mindset.
Yeah. And now throw in social media in there, and everybody's trying to be an influencer in a way too, of like, hey, like, you know, I'm just going to go play for a little bit and then just go for the clicks and then just go for the fame of it. Right. And that's just not,
But
that doesn't compute.
But I mean, even that alone, for some people, like social media now, that's also an avenue that helps their family get out of poverty as
Mhm.
well, and that's why they dive into that. And I mean, that's not for everybody, but sometimes it's an avenue. Like you see a lot of, high level athletes quit their sport because then they see that there's
Pat McAfee,
yeah, exactly.
right?
There you
Made
go.
a ton of money.
Yeah.
He put money on the table.
Don't get started.
money
Don't
on
get
the
started
table.
with Pat McAfee.
Not my favorite person.
No, likewise. I take inspiration from different things who I don't follow and vibe with as well. But he was actually one of them where I'm just like, wait, this guy has a sports show like this? Oh, we can talk like this. And
Is a punter?
is a punter. I mean, we also technically have competition with these former professional athletes, former soccer players who are now trying to be podcasters with Landon. That's the one thing I want to talk to him about. Like, hey, dude, like,
Did we inspire you?
would you like, yeah, like you were this kind of like very media trained kind of dude. Whenever SanDiego had a terrible loss or a terrible sentence, hey, Landon, how's it going? What about the game?
He
just
had a job to do. Yeah. Now he's just having fun with Tim, shooting the ass with everybody.
Yeah, no, and it's good because again, that's part of what needs to happen in 2026. There needs to be that pressure from a social media podcast side of things where it's not just ESPN. Because again, is ESPN really going to draw the needle in and just speak the truth about the men's national team? Which, guess what, ended up being the truth of everything Landon and Tim were talking on that podcast about. Of like, this team just doesn't have the hunger. They're just going to go ahead and just flounder at some point. Do you have any thoughts on?
Yeah, I think that's again. It's like we're just some guys talking about it. They're the ones that we're playing on the field, so obviously they're better than we will ever be at the sport. But when you look at the past and you compare the other generations, what you've always seen was fight. Like I think I said, I don't think I said this on air to you. I think we said it off air before.
Mhm.
When you watch that Mexico-England game, Mexico fought and they fought and they fought and they fought and they fought.
Yeah.
We watched the U.S. collapse. And this group of guys have been accused of that over and over again.
Mhm.
And at some point, you are what you are.
Yeah.
If it looks like a duck, quacks like a duck.
Yeah.
It's the duck.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah,
You know?
absolutely.
And it's also a result-based business. And I love the fact that all these guys are overseas. That's what we need.
Mhm.
We need our best players playing in the best places. But we also need to come together and wear the shirt and fight like all those other generations did. And this does not come from a place when like, oh, we shouldn't use the guys that were born on German bases and this, that. They don't care about that. No, they care. They want to play for this country. That's not what it's about. But we need to start setting, like I said, with the hype kids, we need to start setting the attitude and the expectations of what's expected when you go to everywhere in CONCACAF and you know what's going to be presented to you. And you have to live up to the moment, not say, oh, well, now I get to rest, right? Which is what Pulisic said. After
That's when I knew. That's when I knew. Because I was giving the benefit of the doubt, like, okay, maybe he's injured. Maybe something's happening. Maybe he's not feeling 100%. He just wanted a break. Okay. But if you do that, you kind of lose that eye of the tigerness. You kind of lose that edge. You need to grind it out. That's what the greats do. And if you want to be a great, like you've been essentially telling everybody you are being, one of my favorite clips that we've come around is Pawn Stars calling him the LeBron James of soccer. I don't know if you ever caught that, but just Christian Pulisic is just no, like LeBron James is a different creature. Like talk about work ethic, right? Like talk about coming from rags to riches and just owning it and working it through it. But I mean, it's from a Mexican standpoint, good. But again, it's not even good. It's just like, come join us at the table because this is something that we've been knowing for a while. Just like, just pure belief sometimes just doesn't work. Do you feel like you were led to believe that this was different maybe in a way? Or did you just see through?
No, well, like, what was so off-putting? Nah, I shouldn't say off-putting, but like when friends and family would ask me, like, especially after the first two group games, like, wow, they're playing so well.
Yeah.
Like, can they win it all?
Yeah.
I'm like, did you watch not qualifying, but did you watch the 2 years before this and all the other things that they played in? They did not look like that team that showed up in the early group stages
at all
of that match. And I have my feelings about Pochettino as a coach before he even touched the men's national team, but he's got some things right. The comment that he made about, they play in a league where it doesn't matter if you win or lose, right? You can lose for a month and your team still ends up making the playoffs and you have an opportunity to win for something. Again, it talks to that mental edge of how much do you want it, right? When there's a Premier League season or Serie A season, you know exactly how many games there are and what the number is that you have to get to every single week. Yeah. There's something to fight for. When you know you can lose your spot in the league, there's something to fight for, top of the table, bottom of the table. So I think that mindset is important. So
no, and it seems like they take a little bit from each coach that they have in lessons, but like the biggest moment again as the Mexican national team was someone that's very polarizing and Jurgen Klinsmann, because Jurgen brought in the idea of like, no, we need to start from the bottom with these academies and just have a specific philosophy and a way to play. Like didn't necessarily pan out the way that he wanted it to, but I think that's what was taken and was good. But I think that Pochettino comment right there is like they need to be playing in a competitive league. They need to go ahead and have the fire up underneath their ass, because if there's not, then you're just gonna be like, oh, it's fine,
That's we're why Diego Luna didn't get called up
100%. Which even then, just I think he would have helped against Belgium. I think it would have helped.
And I see the comment right there. Lots of MLS players still in the World Cup, and I can't disagree with that. There are a lot of MLS players still in the World Cup, but they're also playing on countries that understand what that means. I feel like, and I also think that's a very interesting thing. I would love to see somebody study, if it's not been studied already, the impact that MLS has had on the surrounding area. I think all the other CONCACAF teams have gotten better. Those players have benefited from better coaching, better opportunities here in the US. I think there's still great opportunities for where they're at. But I think we've helped the whole region rise. I don't think that's a bad thing. I think that's a good thing for everybody. We want all our international games to be better. I think that's something we get criticized of a lot is, right? Europe has to run a gauntlet before you ever make a World Cup. Yeah. Sometimes CONCACAF isn't the strongest in the world, and some of those games aren't the best. They present different challenges. Jamaica presents challenges. Panama presents challenges. So I think it's a good thing that we still see MLS players playing on other teams. I just think mentality can be different team to team.
I don't know. I think the stat was, I don't know what it is after Colombia, Switzerland, but I know officially after Colombia, Switzerland, Liga MX has 0 players in the World Cup left. Oof. And I think MLS up until 2 days ago was the 4th highest league with players representations. So it's like it has to do that has to mean
It also
something.
helps having 30 teams.
También.
48. Oh, 30 teams,
30
in,
teams
MLS.
in MLS.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Understood.
Yeah, you know, when the top 14 top 9 from each. I don't know. I don't know. Well, it's going to be interesting, right? And
But that's what I want to see if USL figures it out with promotion relegation.
they have to. That's going to make things very interesting.
You would hope.
And because there needs to be competition for MLS. I wish there was competition for FIFA, like because like some other conglomerate coming in and being like, all right, guys, we're going to clean things up. We're going to do things a little bit differently. Because it's very clear sometimes when things are just under the table because they're not even the red card with Balogun. Do you have any thoughts on that? Or just
stupid. It's so stupid.
Yeah.
I see Jason's comment there. Jason has been going strong about this all day. I feel like I agree. If we had to qualify for the World Cup, I hope we qualify.
Yeah.
But, you know, that might have looked different if we had to do that.
Yeah.
The Balogun thing, look, we can all agree maybe it's not a red card. On the letter of the law, the way they have it written up, it is red card.
Yes.
I immediately texted, people and said, hey, are we going to do anything about it? And the response was like, no, there's nothing we can do about it. I looked it up myself. From my understanding, like there's really nothing you can challenge in the World Cup.
Mm-hmm.
It's different than a Premier League game. You challenge it, it gets reviewed, blah, blah, blah. I think the only thing that I saw that could change it is like, you commit the penalty, but I get the red card.
Yes.
Like completely like misidentification of the player.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
That to me makes sense. But you got to deal with the cards that have been dealt to you. If you can't do anything about it, then you need to move on.
Yeah.
The fact that a president got involved and all this nonsense and great reporting done by whoever reported on it, finding out about it, Andrew Giuliani and all this nonsense. It's so insane. But we also know that if this tournament was happening in another country and they had the means to bribe FIFA to get a player back, they would also do the same thing.
Yeah.
And FIFA, if the money was right, would take the money.
Yeah.
And I don't think there was money exchanged in this situation. It seemed like a lawsuit was trying to be presented against the referee.
Jeez.
Of all things.
Of course.
And I think something that, US fans got excited because they got their player back.
Mm-hmm.
But what I don't think we anticipated was we gave an edge to Belgium.
Yes.
We gave them bulletin board material.
Yes.
We said, look at this. They can't beat us without this guy. They have to fucking get the president involved and find a way to like get this player back. And they used that as a chip on their shoulder that they may not have had otherwise.
100%.
I agree. They, Fox was loving the team up, like, oh, they're going to destroy Belgium, and they heard all that stuff, and they could lean on that. But then all of a sudden, they had this new thing that they could rally around, and then they wanted to prove it, and they went and proved it.
They did, and then they just put the nail in the coffin too by throwing in Lukaku and Doku at the end.
Yeah,
like there was no need, guys. Like it was done and said you could have.
He's played 40 minutes all season.
Yeah, and somebody asked me that day, like, how does this game go? I was like, well, if it's tight, they're going to bring Lukaku on and they'll find a way to win because that's what happened last time. And then when they did that, I had the same thought you did. I was like, dang, they're just trying
to just pile it on.
And they did the little Trump dance at the end to celebrate it.
You gave them, you gave them a reason. And it's that graphic of like, whenever it's, the Super Bowl, whatever, it's just like every state except for Philadelphia is rooting for the Eagles, or just, it was everybody in the world is rooting for Belgium except for the US. Like everybody was just, and that's the thing. Like, had they gone past, Spain would have just had a field day.
But then we could have talked about, we got to a place that was further than expected. I think round of 16 was kind of where everybody had us at least getting to.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So then you could hang your hat there and at least maybe play a better game. Like, geez, that's what's so hard. That's just such a bad game.
People didn't even have Mexico in the round of 16, to be honest, before the World Cup started.
Like, I don't think the final is going to be better than Mexico, England. Like today, Argentina's game was pretty incredible.
The Argentina Capo Verde.
But the minute the Mexican national anthem was sung, I texted my friends and I was like, this is going to be insane. This is going to be absolutely insane.
Yeah.
I didn't expect it to be like red card, red penalty, like that kind of nonsense. But the atmosphere, like, there should be,
the fact that during that game there was lightning and thunder and rain like you've never seen in San Diego. Like it rains over there. And just the people were already in the stadium at 2:30, 3 p.m. just having the time of their lives. And my core moment memory was just when the little flag started waving 2 hours before, and it's just a karaoke of everybody in the stadium. And because technically, you are FIFA and you have to go through neutral, playlists in a way, it was one Mexican song, then Oasis, Juan Gabriel, and then I don't even know, the Sex Pistols, and then just
David Guetta, Titanium.
Yeah, and it was just amazing going back and forth. But just once those anthem hit, like I was privileged enough. I went to Guadalajara against South Korea. And that one I went as a fan. My girl surprised me with tickets. She refuses to tell me how much they were. But
good on her.
Right. But that national anthem was just like guttural from the heart. The Czechia one against Mexico, that was a party celebration. We'd already made the round of the next round. It was
that one felt like they won 3-0 because they knew we made it.
Yeah. Like that was just a great time. But then this one was just a war cry. Like it's on, and we know what we're up against, and we know like everything, and the game itself just lived up to that anthem too. Like it was incredible.
And England got properly CONCACAF'd, the fireworks and everything.
Yeah.
They got like somebody just said, like the full experience, which is exactly what they got. And I love to hear all the complaining about that. I was like, you guys just don't see what we go through every single time we try to
every time. And again, like good on them. Like, you know what? They came in, they were mentally prepared, and they took their Viagra. They had a great time. And
what a commercial for Viagra, by the way.
Right. Like, do you want to perform? Period. Like, just perform. Like, it doesn't even have to be anywhere else. It's just in, out of the bedroom in the 90.
High altitude.
Yeah, like I ski a lot. Do I need to add that to the regimen? I don't know. I do fine in altitude. So
report back, I guess. You might qualify for the Olympics. But yeah, because they don't test for that. So yeah, you'll be good.
But yeah, no, I think overall it's just the tournament has been fun to watch. Obviously it's over for some people, but I think the games we have upcoming are going to be good ones as well to watch. I think France-Morocco is actually going to be a good one on Thursday. Spain-Belgium is actually good as well. Argentina still being on there. They're probably going to make the final, to be honest, again.
Did you see that the France-Morocco game is refereed by exclusively Argentinians?
Oh, wow.
It's all Argentinian referees into the VAR.
VAR?
Yeah, everybody. So it was a great World Cup final, France, Argentina. So like, I guess they're like,
no, I feel like Spain can surprise. I mean, Norway at this point right now, I feel like they can also beat anyone.
Yeah.
Like Haaland is just a monster. My girlfriend's like weirdly obsessed with Haaland now after she saw the game where he scored both goals.
Mm-hmm.
And it's who is this? Like, who's this thing? Like, what is this?
Oh, you mean Daemon Targaryen?
Yeah. And then she's all of them is like saying just like, wait, if Mexico goes through, they have to play this thing? Like, what?
Yeah.
It's
This
a monster.
android?
Yeah.
No, what I like too is that Erling Haaland has now been adopted as a pseudo-Mexican because he posted on his social media today that he's going to avenge us.
Oh,
Yeah.
That he's going to avenge Mexico against
Right
England.
now, he's,
So,
he's the Viking baby girl right
Yeah.
now.
somebody get him a Lucha Libre mask.
dude, yeah.
Yeah.
Did you see the Mexican
Norway.
national team
Mhm.
rowing? Like, honestly, when I saw that, I'm like, okay, Mexico's not winning the next round. Like, what are we doing? Idolizing like a rival
Yeah,
player?
it's gonna
Like,
be
not
hard.
the time, not the place.
I was
I
like,
get
I'm
it.
kind of more scared of playing Norway right now than England, but it's gonna be really fun to see Jude Bellingham playing Erling Haaland. They have that great relationship at Dortmund. I think it's gonna be a fun game to watch. Probably one of the best quarterfinal games, to be honest.
Did you get a sadness from any of these players just kind of coming to their end in the World Cup?
Personally?
Yeah. Just
No,
any
no,
Ronaldo?
it makes you feel old. You're like, the guys I grew up watching are calling it a career. No, I am not the biggest Ronaldo fan, so wonderful career, wonderful to watch. But there's a little bit of me that was glad he never won one.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I mean, I'm very okay with that. The Messi Ronaldo debate has been over for a couple of years, anyways. And I've make it Modric, just appreciation, because like if you want to appreciate a pure soccer player, go for that guy.
Yeah,
like that's a pure soccer talent too.
I live in Point Loma, so I have to be careful about what I say about any Portugal player.
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
I could hear the tears from up on the hill in Point Loma when that was over.
Yeah, I have so many kids with Ronaldo jerseys all the time still. And I'm like,
but they won't know.
Well,
but they don't know what Ronaldo did to Mexico in 2006.
No,
with Figo. That
kids
team
these days
weren't even born.
And that's how we got back to Euro 2004 when Portugal lost.
Yes, they did. Yes, they did. Was that the Euros where was it Rui, the goalkeeper, took off his gloves?
I don't remember that.
Like there was the Portugal goalkeeper took off his glove for a penalty shootout, and then like they won and qualified for something. I was like, that's the craziest thing I've ever seen. Do you have any now just team left in the World Cup that you're just want to see it? I mean, we can go through these games and just kind of.
No, I'm just looking. I'm a jersey nut. The France away jersey that honors the Statue of Liberty, in my opinion, is one of the best in the tournament. So I will be pulling for France if they're going to wear that thing. Spain is just loaded. Like we just talked about Ronaldo, and we touch on Messi a little bit. Spain has just young kids that are going to be exceptionally good.
Yes.
And so seeing those next generation of players, you want, I always tell my non-soccer friends, England is the Chargers of international football. So they will find a way to shit the bed somewhere.
Yeah. They almost did.
It could be in this next one.
Yeah.
But the further they get and then lose, the more I enjoy it. And then obviously everybody wants, I don't buy the whole FIFA is, making sure that Argentina wins another one. I know there was the call today and we can talk about that, but it's always fun to watch Messi rally that group of guys and find a piece of magic.
You see people here.
I'm
like
over Messi, man.
Naku wants a new team to win the World Cup.
Call me crazy. I'm just over. I agree with Paul. Like,
how old are you?
Want 29.
29. He's 39. So for us old guys, it's nice to see an old, like, just for the golfers out there. I don't know how many golfers watch your program.
He's been my whole childhood. Like, he's been my whole life.
But that's for me. I'm just telling you, for me, what it's about. It's about being an old guy and watching an old guy still do it. So people are like, oh, but what about Ronaldo? That's different.
I'm right there with Vozinha, the Cape Verde goalkeeper,
yeah.
40-year-old dude. And I'm like, because for 6 years, I've been telling everybody, because I've been like, maybe I'll come back. Maybe I'll get a one-day contract with Loyal. Of like the prime of a goalkeeper is 30 to 34. So for a 40-year-old Vozinha goalkeeper to come in and do what he did, the story with his mom, the fact that he's now one of the most followed athletes in the world,
15 million followers, I think, right?
Like
crazy.
That's
what the World Cup does.
Exactly. Exactly. I mean, going back to before, right? Like the way that everybody said goodbye to their team into the national team.
28 million followers.
28. Jesus. Paraguay with the pyrotechnics, Curacao coming into the little blue bus without windows, and just like there's nothing quite like it. And it's almost over.
Tomorrow we don't get a game. I'm like,
yeah.
Right? Isn't that the weirdest?
So weird.
No, today we got 2 games and they were early games, and then I'm just like, well, what do I do with my afternoon?
Yeah.
Like my girl was very happy. She's like, oh, we get to watch our Grey's Anatomy reruns. I'm like, okay, like it's fine. All right. I see people going for France. Switzerland
yes, we did see the Angel City. I saw the Angel City of Fire pyrotechnics. That was awful.
Yes, that's lawsuits.
I was in the water during the Big Bay Boom when they had their catastrophe.
Yeah.
So I have a little resemblance of what that might have felt like or looked like. But I feel bad for the fans that had to go through that because that must have been terrifying.
Yeah.
And the people at Angel City who were calling lawyers, I'm sure right away trying to cover their asses.
Yes. Yes. Because then they look at the printed ticket, small print, and you're liable to this.
Yeah, that's Bob Iger's team. That's what used to be Mr. Disneyland.
Yeah.
So I figured he would have got a good pyrotechnic team, but something happened.
Hey, honestly, the pyro guys that take care of San Diego Wave,
Yeah, they do good.
excellent work. I really like what they've been doing. I really like the implementation of that. How's that side of Andrew Vasiliadis' like life going? Like, I know
It's
you
awesome.
mentioned, yeah,
It's really awesome. Selfishly, one of my favorite things for Loyal was we had a little suite up there at UCSD, and it was a place for my family and friends to get together at least once a week, and we all saw one another and got to watch the beautiful game and catch up with one another. So I thought I would lost that when Loyal was over. So to provide that for my family, I know I could have bought season tickets and done the same thing.
Yeah.
But to be involved with the club, it's a little bit different. I'm a minority owner here, so I'm not driving the bus in the same way before.
Yeah.
So the fact that the family even wants to chat with me, ask me questions, like I'm all on board for that. My goal here is to lead by example. I represent the Wave, whether I'm wearing any of their gear or not. I purposely didn't wear it tonight because I wanted to represent Street Soccer USA.
Yeah.
But I'm out in the community and I'm there to represent our ownership group, whether it is the main family or anybody else, and put on our best face for the club. If they want to involve me more, great. If they want me to just go and hang out and have fun at the games, I'll do that too. But I have a very good relationship with Zach and Sabrina, the brother and sister in the family. Yeah. We've got a good little text thread that's going on. I didn't know Kat was coming, so I don't get told everything. And that's totally fine. Obviously, I heard rumblings about it. But yeah, it's been a wonderful experience. My sister played soccer most of her life. And so to give back to the women's side of the game and be involved there is great. I love the product on the field. And now the business side of it is starting to come together. There's been hires recently. There's movement in that side that I really, really am excited to see. But to me, I want to focus more on community. When that club launched, they had two things that they could hang their hat on. Jill Ellis, Alex Morgan.
Yeah.
And no fault. And Naomi Gurma, she came too, right?
Yeah.
That was the push. That was the drive. Well, it's year 5 now. The team looks different. We have some great young players. We have great international players, but we also need to connect to the community.
Yeah.
And so when they want my help, I will provide it for them. And I will always push the family to say, hey, these are things we can do in our community that the Wave can help out with. I'm trying to get them to help out with the Street Soccer USA part. So any way that I can find to help in our community via the Wave is really my angle as I try to perceive this thing.
Yeah. And I mean, I've nudged the Wave and people in, my sort of circle that I interact with little things of like, you're the only team in San Diego, a professional team that has football in Spanish in its name. Use it. Like, utilize that.
Yeah.
You have, and
they've heard that from me. Like, I've been critical about that. Like, there was a lot of stuff early on that was like, it's very beach oriented. And I understand the name is the Wave, but our city and our community are it's a lot more than that. Yeah. And so how do we touch these other parts of San Diego that aren't Del Mar?
Exactly. and not even that. It's just going back to like the utilizing the simplicity of it, and it's still going to yield a return. You're still going to get money back if that's what you're worried about. Outside of Front Wave Arenas, San Diego Soccer's turf, the best indoor soccer arena in San Diego is half a mile that way in Borderview YMCA, and it's wrapped in San Diego Wave.
Yeah, I know it.
And it's beautiful. It's out there, and I've like, hey, more events out there. Like, if you want your photo ops, right there. Like it's perfect. Like, utilize those things a little bit more, and I'm glad to hear that you're pushing that as well. That's where
I felt there was room to grow.
Yeah,
the product on the field has been phenomenal, if not good to great at times throughout its existence. It's how much did Ron Burkle care about San Diego? I never felt like he really cared.
Yeah,
he owns a home here.
Yeah,
great. This family is dedicated. They live up in LA, but they've made this commitment to our community, and I've been very vocal to them. you paid a lot of money to buy the club. I understand that.
Mhm.
But what are you going to do to make people know who you are here? I'll give credit to SDFC. They've done a good job on getting Mr. Mansour out there.
Yeah.
And people know who he is.
Yeah.
I don't know necessarily that people know who our ownership group or who our main owners are with the Wave. And that's also can be their choice. If they don't want to be public facing, that's totally fine. But then allow me to take some of that role on for you. People know me here. People understand what I'm trying to do. And so that's kind of my angle with them, as we move this thing forward. And they don't need me, right? There's Alex Morgan, but Alex has got a ton on her plate, and I'm grateful to be building a relationship with her and her foundation. I look to do more work with them, and if she wants to take on that role, great. There's nobody better.
Yeah.
And she really is an ambassador for the club, but she's also an ambassador for the women's game globally.
Yes.
Yeah, and she is committing so much to like the southern region as well. Like Let's Go South Bay, like all those. Like it's phenomenal to see the work that she and the investment she's actually making in San Diego.
Yeah. And she's getting accolades for it, and she deserves it. She said I wasn't sure when she retired if she was going to stay. She said it, and she's put her money where her mouth is on some of that stuff.
Yeah. I'll put my I guess we still we did earn journalist credentials for FIFA, so I'll ask a question. Training facility for Wave.
yeah.
Anything you can say, or just that's what people have been asking a lot for, because again, they care about the players, they care about everything, they care about product
to that.
And
you can follow up. It's another thing, right? I'm in the community, and so I get those text messages, right? Like, when is it coming? What's happening? Obviously, I can't share information, but it's happening. We talked about this, but I know in the past, real estate is a problem here in the city.
Yes.
We are not living in
the
middle of Oklahoma with 500 acres open where we can do these kind of things.
Yeah.
The good things about training facility is they don't have to be centrally located to stadium, right? When we think about stadium, we focus on where the fan's going to come, right? When we think about training facility, it's, how much tolerance can we give the players from where they want to live to where they want to commute?
True. Yeah. Singing Hills in San Diego FC. Jesus.
Right. They have to travel out there.
Yeah.
And I'm sure most of those guys don't live at Singing Hills.
Yeah.
So with training facility, you have a little bit more room to move it around. I know at the beginning there was a desire to move quickly. But what I expressed to the family was like, you don't understand the city and how the politics work here and how hard this is going to be.
Yeah.
And so I've taken Zach on some tours of some places and stuff, and then you start digging into it and you realize that, okay, there's challenges here. And so we have to figure it out. And so it is a little bit frustrating. And I've expressed this to watch other clubs in the league launch this training facility, launch that training facility. I was very jealous when the Oakland Roots took over the Raiders' old facility.
Yes.
Because that's something we were looking at. Like, could we take over the Chargers facility?
The Murphy Canyon,
Right. But the police had taken it over right before we had looked at that.
Yeah.
So it's infuriating to watch these other teams get things done. Now, most of the time it's graphics and a statement. Right?
Yeah.
Nothing's in the ground yet. But I want that to come next. I want the ability to say it. So in the works, it's going to happen. It's important that we have that asset in our portfolio.
Yeah, absolutely.
Wave Academy ?
I have no insight on that whatsoever. Absolutely. What I've always said is work. Our philosophy was with Loyal, right? Was work with what we have. We have great club systems here in San Diego. We currently train at Surf's facility.
Yeah.
So there's obviously a relationship with that club. So how much do we need to do to build around that? But what I really appreciate is the NWSL got away from a draft, right?
Yes.
It's no longer like MLS or any of the other professional sports here in this country. In my opinion, that's great, but it also means you have to start building that. Because if you're not developing players and selling them on, then all you are a buyer.
Yeah.
And now if you have the money to do that, great. You can just buy. But the better setup is to flush out more of academy. I spoke earlier about the dream was Street Soccer USA. I would love to see Street Soccer USA pop up 4 or 5 locations. And when these girls are 6 through 9, we just have eyeballs at them at these facilities.
Yeah.
And then coaches are coming to us and going, hey, so-and-so is ready. And then we've got a program, that's set up for them. But yes, I would like to see that happen, but I'm not involved with that with the Wave at all. I have no inside information on what their plans are there. I'm going to ask now because I'm curious.
No, for sure. And I'm I'm curious, just on your personal side, is it challenging for you, right? Like representing Wave, who has a very like solid partnership with Surf, which is one of those like teams that's very much pay to play.
Yeah.
And then being involved with street soccer and what you're trying to build with there, like how do you manage that? How do you balance that, right?
Yeah, that's what's, I guess, beneficial, that I'm not in the leading seat with the Wave, that I can take a back seat there.
Mhm.
I think it would be different if it was still Loyal, right? That was a problem when we launched the Loyal Academy, is Surf and the rest of them were like, you're not taking our best players. That took time to massage and get them to understand, like, we're going to return these players to you. We're not just taking them from you. So yes, I do see that as a little bit of a conflict of interest there. But I ultimately, what I do with Street Soccer USA is separate of what we're trying to do with the Wave. And I think there's space for everybody.
Oh, for sure.
Ideally, I'm not trying to say we need to get rid of San Diego Surf. Like that, what they've done to establish themselves as a club is phenomenal. But can we get the way they look at these things to change?
Mhm.
Can we get these fees to come down? Can we find opportunities to have free clubs through these teams, right? Where it's a scholarship program, right?
Yeah.
Where we can we through an application process or something, figure out the kids that actually need it.
Yeah.
Right.
Mhm.
Like, you know, I can share a story. You know, the kid comes up to us for a volleyball camp and says, you know, I can't afford the camp. I need, you know, help. We help them out, and they show up at Tesla, the camp for the first time.
Yeah.
And you're like, wait a minute.
Oh yeah.
How much help did you really need? So if we can figure out a way to make it work, my dream is that these clubs don't go away. It's just they have to reshape how they operate.
Mhm.
And if they want to get mad at me, come get mad at me, and let's figure out how we can work together.
100%.
I got one more infrastructure question.
Yeah.
A Wave Stadium?
Is
Is that are you taking tours to bigger areas and showing the museum of renderings of San Diego
Look, like,
stadiums?
when people ask me what hurt you and Loyal, when I look back, it's we didn't have assets outside of the club. We didn't have a stadium, and we didn't have a training facility.
Yeah.
And so I think it's obviously a cost. People used to say to me, people in my inner circle that were helping with Loyal, like, hey, Andrew, I'm about to spend your money, and then tell me an idea of how I should spend my money.
Yeah.
So I understand that's what I would be doing to this family, is like, hey, this is how I think you should spend your money.
Yeah.
But if you have it, yes, I would love to do that. But again, where is it going? That's the biggest problem. I don't think 30, what is it at Snapdragon? 38?
33, 35.
Yeah. Okay. I think that's too big for NWSL. I saw Kansas City's beautiful new stadium. They're thinking about making it bigger, but they're not going that big. I think 20,000 and under is the right size for NWSL.
Yeah.
A packed stadium is better than being in a giant stadium.
Yes.
In my opinion.
Mhm.
Yes.
So could you figure it out? Maybe. I think right now the family is coming into a new business that they're wrapping their arms around. And so the product on the field is good. The business side is getting better. And now we're starting to look at these other opportunities to grow the club. But that one would definitely be, you know, furthest away if you were to put them in order.
I think 35K is too big for an MLS team.
I for sure. They're struggling to fill it up.
Yeah.
Is it the Chucky factor? I don't know, but
like you said, 20 is a sweet spot. And 23, but
Sure.
I mean, Inter Miami's what, 20 something as well, and you have Messi. I'm sure if they had a 40,000, they would probably still sell it out, but they're being smart with it.
Yeah, because there's a post Messi. There's
of course.
Yeah, and no, it's always going to be the thing here. But I'm glad that, you know, those conversations are at least happening. Like it's on the cork board. It's on there. But I there's also this boots on the ground effort that, like you're saying, you need to crawl before you run. And so I think those things are also being taken care of. And it takes a lot more than one dude. And, you know, we've seen you do incredible things in the city.
You're one hell of a dude, man.
And surrounded yourself. Hey, this is SanDiego.Futbol's
Grade of the week.
What was
Grade
it?
of the 6 years.
No, because we had the end of the year awards. It was the person of the year, I think.
Oh, wow.
I didn't even know if you know that, but I think year 3 and 4.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're one back to back. And people vote. We don't choose.
Yeah.
People vote.
So
people
you.
nominate, people vote.
Yeah. Yeah, I see one word Midway District.
It's actually
as
two
far
words.
as-
2 words.
that would be lovely, but let's talk about who controls the Midway District. Do we know? Yeah, the people that own SDFC.
Yeah.
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 So that would be a conversation for those folks.
Yeah. Zephyr. Yeah. No, 100%.
I know they've passed the project now to Cronky, but I think they're still a part of it. So.
Yeah. No, they are.
And so just so everybody is clear, Jason, Douglas, I know who you are. Midway District was our original plan.
Midway Plus, right?
Yeah, that was Loyal put an RFP together to build a soccer stadium there. It was then blocked by some other people.
Yeah.
Who now have it.
Yeah, no, 100%. Like
So there were plans for a soccer stadium there, and it could have happened, but other people got in the way.
Why are people getting in the way of soccer, man? Like that's the thing. Like,
People like to get in the way.
and then just do nothing for a while with it. And again, we're stuck with renderings. Anyway, that's
Somehow they all make money.
I can't wait. One day, are you ever going to write? I mean, I know we have the Glory magazine books, but is there ever going to be a tell-all Andrew Basiliades San Diego Loyal book of just stories and just?
I'm going to say something that I told myself I wouldn't say on this podcast today, and I probably shouldn't. I don't know if the story's over.
Okay,
That's all I'll say.
perfect. I don't think anything else needs to be said. Actually,
I think that's
no,
yeah. That's awesome.
I mean, I selfishly really like that answer. I very much appreciate that, and
Oh, we're gonna keep going for 6 more years, right, Tony?
sounds like it.
We can take a little break. I've got a lot of things to do, but yeah, something happened recently that made me start thinking about some things.
Interesting. Tony Sanchez, 1-day contract coming soon.
Still alive.
The dream. It's like Goal, the movie Goal. Have you ever watched the movies Goal?
Uh-huh.
Goal 1, 2,
Uh-huh.
and 3?
No, just one.
Just one?
Yeah.
Okay. You're perfectly okay never watching 2 and 3.
I was gonna say Kung Fu Soccer is the greatest soccer movie ever.
Yes,
but-
it is. It's
and
Shaolin Soccer.
Ladybugs. Shaolin Soccer.
Yes.
Kung Fu Hustle is the other movie by the same director.
yes.
Great movie as well.
Great.
No
Yes.
soccer balls in that one.
Because it was Kung Pao and Kung Fu Hustle. Those two came out at around the same time, and just that same. Oh, I love those movies. These kids won't get it. These kids. Man. Well, I think we're gonna have you. I really think that just reignited 6 more years of this, man. Are you down?
Kind of have to see it out now, but
Yeah.
way to hook us back in, man.
Yeah. We 300. What would it be? 660, 70 episodes then? We need
This
a
is
break.
why I shouldn't have said anything, because nothing's happening
No, it's okay.
at this point in time.
So I think that answers where the sign is. Where is the sign?
So that you did answer, and I want to follow up on that. That sign. So the building that it was on was an apartment building that was in the parking lot that our office was in, and the Shake Shack and all that stuff. My family owned the whole complex. As in our family business. That's why we put the office there. So when the office closed, they said to me, like, what do you want? When are we taking this thing down? I said, you're never taking it down. We're just going to leave this thing up forever, because every time I drive by on the 8, I love to see it.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'll upkeep it. I'll fix the lights. Like, we'll paint it. Like, we're not making it look trashy, but I want to keep it up there. And they said, great, we'll do it. And so I reached out to all my former employees and everybody. I was like, sign stand. Everybody was celebrating everything. And then a year later, just recently, we sold the complex.
Gotcha.
So when we sold the complex, they said, like, Andrew, you got to take it down, or they're going to take it down. So it is currently in storage, but it will go back up. It will go back up. I drive by the Washington Street skate park on the way to my son's summer's camp. They'll eventually be his school later this fall. I'm like, do I talk to them and put it up in the skate park? Because we talked about the Rutgers Park idea at the Loyal complex we were thinking about building. It was that, and then a $5 million skate park next to that. Skateboarding's still a big part of my life, and I care about it dearly. Willie Santos was so dear to the club. So I've always thought, like, do I do a skateboard brand with a similar name?
Yeah.
So I thought about that. Washington Park. Ideally, we put it up in that Street Soccer USA park that becomes the one the Rutgers Park, let's
I
call
love
it,
that.
of San Diego. But who knows where it goes.
I love that. I like that's lore that I was actually very curious about, because the last time I passed by and I realized it's a coffee shop now, I was like, the sign's not there.
Yeah.
Where did it go?
Yeah.
Like, there's no way to destroy that. That they're not going to. Like, but that's good.
It's
And then
somewhere.
the big piece of wood, I don't know if you remember, that had the logo that
signs,
everybody signed. That is I'm remodeling our forever home, and I've done phase 1. Phase 2 will begin next year. That is going up and will be displayed, so people will still see it.
I love
it.
that.
Means a lot to me.
No, I remember that like it was yesterday. And the first time that those came up, I actually saw it come together at with Travis and Jerry in I think their backyard as they were trying to put it together, just thinking about it, like just all these little things that just kind of accumulate and just come up into these projects and that are just core memories. And coming down again through looking at the old photo reels, like one of those came up. It's just like awesome. Like that's awesome. But I mean, you're here with Wave now, and I think, is that scratching the itch? Are you like, what's your, I guess, your bandwidth now? Because you do so much, like with soccer and just your personal things. Like, is there room for anything else? Because I mean, you're also
we're talking about this one, right?
Yes.
The only podcast to ever have a show episode inside of the office. I will take 100%. That. Wait, hold on. Who's that guy?
Hey,
who's that guy on the list? Same shirt, similar shirt.
Yeah, 100%. I wore that shirt to Mexico City, actually.
Shout out to Chavos, man. Chavos con Chavos.
No, it's getting more involved anywhere I can with either my community or through the Wave, or sorry, through my foundation or through the Wave. My son's about to get involved in his elementary school. I would like to sit on the board of the school there one day. But this is my ask again. I've asked this before the community, and so I have the microphone in front of me right now. I'll do it again. My family's foundation has a X amount of giving that I have to do every year. And so I'm looking all the time for stuff here in San Diego. So if you have projects that need funding, if you have things that would be beneficial, again, in San Diego, because that's what it's about, then please reach out to me. Find me on social media. It doesn't mean that I'll be able to fund everything, but I would love to take a coffee with somebody or sit down with somebody and see how we can make this place even better.
What's your legacy, man?
Dad.
Like what's and this may be just in soccer, maybe in just San Diego, soccer in San Diego. Like,
yeah, no, the legacy is that kids come out of these free to play clubs and go on to be leaders in their community. Yeah. I feel so passionate about what I want to represent and about our city because of people who influenced me. And so can I influence the next generation to take care of one another? Yeah. That's a big ask. And we're going to have a little therapy session right here. My dad was a titan of his industry and he was a titan of his community. We lost him very early, which sucked, but his name is still remembered by those people in those communities. And that's what I hope for myself, is that when I'm long and gone, that people can still point around and say, hey, Andrew did some good work here. That's what I hope.
I think that's what everybody should strive for. I think just that's the legacy and impact that one individual can have on a city, and it's selfless, and just being able to be welcoming to that and do the work too. Because I mean, there's a lot of people too that I've seen. We live in San Diego, there's a lot of affluence, and they just throw things around, and you see the people that are actually out there that are just not just doing the tax break thing, but you're actually working. You're seeing, just like the Buddha saw the Four Noble Truths. Like you went out there and saw what it's like and did it. I mean, Peter Seidler, same thing with Lucky Duck Foundation, similar sort of thing of getting out there. And I think that's what makes this city just incredible. It's just being able to have everybody from every walk of life just look out for each other, and seeing how you can be able to do that is phenomenal. And I know a lot of people are already just saying, like, how can we help? Like, and like, I know some of these people personally. It's just like, yeah, like it's just great being able to, do that and screw it, like make a sandwich drive and make a sack lunch for these kids. Like actually, that's a good idea for the Street Soccer USA or Street Soccer San Diego too. So no, that's awesome. I didn't mean to just question in there, but just
I like it. No, my dad. None of this would be fortunate. None of this would be possible without the work my family and my father specifically put in. I feel a great sense of my family's going to be fine. My kids are taken care of. I ain't dying with all this money. How am I going to help people?
Yeah.
How am I going to help our community?
Yeah.
And that's kind of how I look through this lens of what does this next phase of my life look like?
Yeah. No, that's great. I mean, one of the things that I've been telling myself in, therapy session, safe space, it's just with the family sense of just doing this and work, it's just focusing on not family, but some of the things that I've realized is that the work that I do with kids, the work that I do in the community through giving back, and it's just me wanting to show off what a great upbringing I had because of my parents. Yeah. I just want to show off my parents and what they were able to give me. And it took a while for me to realize. And sometimes, I don't show it as much as I should. I mean, I'm here in my family's garage and I've taken this, and they're the ones that are like sending me screenshots of me on Fox 5 or doing this. Like, oh, you asked the question. Like, yeah, no, it's on their shoulders that I'm not standing on. They're hoisting me up. And I know for you, I come to meet your family, your family, and across the board, and they've supported everything, and it's just realizing that those people around us influence us and want us to move forward and help. And I think that's again just that's my biggest motto in work. And here's how can I help? Like, let me know, how can I help? Whenever I talk with these media availability times, and it's hey, how can I help? You guys clearly, aren't doing the best job with the community. How can we help? Let me borrow a player, or let me do this. Like, how can I help and be of service? And I think that's what makes the city great, man. And it's just awesome to see that follow through with that as well.
Yeah, thank you.
Ah, man. All right.
Yeah.
No, there's no mind to do a scoop. Do you? I mean, what's your relationship with watching soccer in San Diego /MLS with the actual team?
Yeah, it's very personal, and that's all it needs to be for me. Like, I am over the moon for San Diego. Yeah. I have not been able to watch a game, whether it's on TV or in person.
Yeah.
But that's because of things that I know happened and how I was treated.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean that I didn't watch all our fans go crazy in the upper deck of Dignity Health Sports Arena in that first game when they beat LA Galaxy.
Yeah.
I didn't see the game, but I saw that highlight and I cried.
Yeah.
Because the people who deserved what they wanted the most are getting what they want.
Yeah.
And there's been missteps along the way, and we had missteps along the way. That's part of growing and being a club and all that kind of stuff. But personally, no, I can't watch it. But for everybody else, I couldn't be happier, especially for the kids that are playing on that team now.
Yeah.
And for the kids that will have an opportunity, hopefully, as this academy grows, right? And then also for Ricardo, for the crew of people that I knew that were working for me, that were qualified, and that's the whole reason we had him, is we knew that this is the level of talent that was available to us and that we could work with are getting to flourish. And so I'm proud of him and everybody else that is over there. I'm proud of Jerry. I know he didn't work for me at Loyal.
Yeah.
I tried to get him DK. I tried to get him. But seeing those kids enjoy what they're doing is fulfilling for me.
Yeah.
Is fulfilling for me. I sometimes feel like the kid at Christmas on the outside of the window while everybody else is having fun, having fun inside. But again, that's my own bag of garbage that I have to carry around with me. But yeah, happy for everybody here.
I think I'm on the same page, because I get asked, oh, are you when we do interviews with other MLS media, it's just like, well, you're a San Diego FC fan. It's like, no. I'm a fan of the city. Like I'm going to be over the moon if and when a soccer team gets that parade in San Diego, like, or baseball team, but it's not going so good.
And like the other thing that people will ask me is that, will ask my opinion on it. I said this earlier. If Right to Dream does what they say they're going to do, then we have something very special here that is not an MLS in any other way.
Yeah.
Any other way.
Yeah.
But until, and I know it's going to take time, until that starts to happen, I'll wait to get excited about that part,
Yeah.
So.
Because again, that's tapping into what's been here. And you've known it. We've known it. San Diego. It's not just the cliche of it. It's a soccer city. It's the city feels it. And in the construction of this MLS team, like, I was disheartened in a lot of ways because I also saw the sterile nature of the machine of soccer and having people being paraded around I took some people like, oh, show us soccer in San Diego. Okay, let's go on a Thursday night to one of these rinky-dink parks that have just the lights on and there's just potholes everywhere and it's 40-year-olds playing. That's the passion, and their families are watching and their kids are playing in the dirt themselves. Like, that's the real San Diego. You can come in and kind of have this, and they know this. I've told them. I've likened MLS also to like this conquistador sort of situation where they come in and they take what's already there, but it's like, we've been knowing we have this awesome thing, but okay, you can still make money off of us, but do it in a way that it's
more noble.
It's synergetic because you're not using us. We're coming up together, right? And it was one of the conversations of just how unique of this city is. Like, one of my first conversations with Travis Lamprecht when he came in was he wanted to go ahead and have Loyal on the radio. And so I told him, hey, do you realize that at midnight, half of these radio stations play the national anthem of Mexico?
Oh, yeah.
No, like, why? It's like, well, because the antennas are here and here and here and here. But then, like, you're just such in a unique, like, binational area that you have to be able to understand. And there's a way to do it. And it didn't end up working out, but I wish it could have. But it's just these little nuances about San Diego that just we know. And I think that's also a credit to what you've been doing, is that, hey, you're San Diego, everything. You're as San Diego as it gets, and you want to raise the city because we're the fourth largest city, but sometimes we forget where we think we're this cool little town, this little hamlet, this cool little beach town, and nobody knows about us. But no, we're a powerhouse, man. Like, we need
class city, man.
Absolutely, and it needs better public transportation, but but in general, like, it's really cool, and just being able to do it through soccer is incredible. And please, if you ever lose that love for it, I don't think you will.
Nah.
I don't think you will. I don't think you're too deep in. You're stuck. You're stuck in it.
Yeah,
I think probably so too.
Yeah, no, I was trying to think of like, what would it take? Like, somebody would really have to shut down everything we're trying to do right now to really like just kill us, like take that passion away and be like, this isn't worth it. But here's something that always stops that negative train of thought. And I wish we did this more. What's best for the children?
Yeah.
Right? Anytime red tape starts to get in the way in what we're trying to do, it's the first question we need to ask. What's best for the children?
Yeah. Yeah.
And once we answer that question, a lot of those other red tape things go away because you find creative ways to solve problems. Instead of, we need to make the most money, or the city needs to win here, or this person needs to win in this situation. Does that help the kids? Because the answer is no, then we're not doing it.
In our line of work, and I'll promote our line of work a little bit. PYD. I have a sticker. So we have this little hierarchy of things that we do. It's called the Super Six.
Shout out to Super Six.
And in that, it's just kind of what a child needs, essentially, in order to be seen and recognized as that individual.
Yeah.
And I think too, like, we sometimes say, hey, the children, but then we generalize in a lot of ways, and it's not a one size fits all. It's
human development thing.
It's a one size fits most, but then you still have to go that extra step.
Yeah.
And the first thing on that is just engaging authentically. Like, you got to be able to engage authentically. And sometimes we go from, hey, bud, hey, this, like, no. Everybody has a name.
Yeah.
Use the name. Like, like they have, and be seen, and that's even now. again, I'm just gonna orient you on our on the what we do. But the one thing the kids, do you know what the one thing that kids want? The only thing the kids want, other than obviously needs and food,
Your attention.
that's all they want. And when they don't get your attention and they behave, there's no such thing as a bad kid. There's good kids that make terrible
Oh,
decisions.
I watch it every day.
Exactly. And so the moment you start giving those challenging behaviors attention, they're going to keep doing that over and over again. So parenting, here you go. I don't have kids, but I deal with your kids every day. But in that authentic, engaging way, it's just like it's that little thing that you can do. And even as adults, that's all we are. We're all grown-up kids that somehow, just made it through the sickness, and thanks to the marvels of modern science, we're here, and life expectancy is much bigger. But yeah, I mean, it's, if you see it through that lens of what's best for the kiddos, what's best for the kids, it's essentially going to be what's best for everybody. And it's just a way of seeing things that not a lot of people take that time to take a step back. And maybe it takes having kids to do that. Sure, maybe. But there's also kids out there that don't have that privilege of having somebody. And I think that you mentioned it earlier, having adults who give a shit in their lives. And I think that's the biggest thing that we can do for that as well. Oh, people are feeling stuff. Hey, Michael.
Duran's dead.
Hey, man,
But yeah, man. Soccer. You watch every Wave game?
Yeah.
Every single Wave
I'm
game?
at every Wave game.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Have you traveled?
No, that's the
Just
next
watch?
thing I want to do, because I really enjoyed doing that with Loyal, not just to see the games, but to see what activations teams are doing.
Mhm.
What are they doing in their stadium that we could, again, best practices,
Yeah.
use in our places? How, do their employees know the stadium? We talked about that earlier, that kind of stuff. And so I've been talking to Zach and Sabrina about like, hey, we need to hit the road and just start seeing, how other people operate, especially a place like KC with a women's specific stadium.
Yeah.
I don't need to see Seattle Stadium. I've
Yeah.
seen I've seen that before. But there's definitely infrastructure that we need to go take a look at and understand what's best for what we can do.
Yeah. No, that's something I wish we would have done a little bit more is travel to see those specific things. And I mean, that's a huge component of it, because the league is growing. Like NWSL is still growing, and from a tactical playing standpoint, like there's this, well, are they a farming league now? Are they just selling players off to Europe and selling them off? I mean, this guy had a spat with the U.S. women's national team comms director once because he asked about
Mia Official.
local product, SanDiego, and she came from Tigres and wasn't good enough because she played in Liga MX.
She went to Chelsea and then immediately gets called up.
Yeah, I remember.
Like, what are we doing here? But no, it's incredible. BFC on decision day might be cool. Decision day might be cool.
Yeah.
And yeah, they're expanding. It's a really cool thing happening. But I'm trying to. I had 3 points and they're all gone.
No, it's fine.
They're all gone, man.
Yeah. I mean, I don't even know what else to say. I mean, I think it's really cool that you're here, talking with us 2 hours and 20 minutes already.
This is your first time here, right?
Yeah.
You
I've always
had-
done it from home.
Yeah. You were I think you're number 1 most recurrent guest
Yeah.
we've ever had.
I said to Elizabeth, I was like, I'm going down this time. I'm going down. Thank you for doing it later. I could help with bedtime a little bit, and then I was able to get out. So
No, absolutely. Yeah, no, we literally yesterday, because we do it on Mondays, and I'm just like, I'm coming back. And then I got
Padres
surprised with
game,
Padres tickets. I've never been in the home run deck. It was interesting. I'm not a
home plate club, like behind home plate,
no, in
by the
right
circle?
field. In right field.
Gotcha.
Yeah, just looking towards it. It was also very early.
They hardly win when you watch them, huh? Live.
I have the ticket stubs. No, Andrew, I have the ticket stubs. I have seen my Padres play because my dad used to work at a fish company downtown in Seaport Village, and they would have season tickets. And so essentially, whenever the Padres season was over and they sucked, they would give the tickets away to everybody. So then I'd go to all the shitty Padres games. I lived through, and I have the ticket stubs, and I did the math and I counted it up one day, and I think to date, I've only seen my Padres win about 5 or 6 times out of hundreds of games.
Crazy.
Hundreds of games.
Do you? I guess I'm trying to one up you here. I don't think I'm going to be able to though.
Mhm.
You know, Radiator Springs, the ride at California
Yes.
Adventures.
Yeah.
I went like a year and a half with not winning on like a GD thing. I was like the cursed person to be in the car with. If you were in my car, we were not winning the race. I finally broke the curse this year with my son, so I'm very happy about that.
That's
So
awesome.
so your son's a counter.
Yeah.
Got it. You're still the
Yeah,
curse,
yeah,
but he's
yeah,
the counter. That's his favorite one. Hey, I have your mug, your Lightning McQueen mug.
Oh yeah.
I have a fun question for you, soccer wise.
Yeah.
Because you're also
Did you clean the mug?
no,
Oh,
Why don't you give it back dirty?
absolutely.
yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, no, absolutely. You don't leave trash in my car and just expect me to. Oh,
My
I
girlfriend's
did
watching, so she's gonna kill me to find out that I forgot it for like 2 weeks.
You're lucky I didn't throw it away.
Oh, you're in
I'm
trouble.
kidding, I wouldn't have thrown it away. You're on water bottles.
So wait, what's the question?
5-a-side?
Ah, Jesus, what about it?
Avengers or superhero 5-a-side? If you had a superhero 5-a-side, who
What?
would you be on your team?
Just Marvel? Like we can pick anybody?
You can pick anybody.
Wow, what a weird question.
It is.
Have you asked other people this question?
We had a
Tony and I did a event like Marvel.
we did a Marvel one. Abe and I did a Star Wars one, and decided I think like
I have to pick both 5s or just a 5 to play.
you can
I
or
just
we can
wanna
expand it to 11.
No, I don't. No. 5's gonna be hard enough to make this make any sort of sense. I like the Star Wars angle.
We could go Star Wars.
Oh God, they don't have abilities, or they do have abilities.
They do have all their abilities.
all of
They
their
have all their
abilities.
abilities. This is like a Star Wars battlefield. Like this is the heroes. Like they have everything.
Well, you put Jabba in goal,
Okay.
size wise, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then 4 others I need.
Yeah.
Oof, man, this is good. I like this. Luke's got to be somewhere,
Yes.
right? I'm trying to think. You get guy with all the arms.
General Grievous.
Maybe he's the goalkeeper. Maybe
Mm.
General Grievous is the goalkeeper. We got to bring in the tall alien people, long neck.
Yes.
Ah,
Yes. Yes.
yeah.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Central forward.
Yes.
I don't know what alien they are. Then for the heart of the team, you bring the guy from Andor. He's going to fire everybody out.
Ah. Okay.
Mhm.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, you need him. Diego Luna. I forget the character's name.
Not the player.
Yeah.
The actor.
The actor.
So that Diego Luna makes it.
Yeah. And then I think I have one more. We got to bring Princess Leia in there. Great legs.
Organa. Yeah. I mean,
That-
she's also a great
that's-
leader.
And that
Yeah.
sibling chemistry is gonna go crazy.
She's also force sensitive, so you still have that a little bit. Chemistry with Luke. Yeah, you're right. Absolutely. That's a good team.
That's
Yeah,
good
they'd have a
team.
green line on their FIFA
And the ultimate
thing
team. Yeah.
connected. Yeah.
That tells me you play Ultimate Team.
Oh yeah.
You-
Well, come on. I was in the tournament. You guys don't
That's
remember that?
right. You were.
I finished top 4 in the USL tournament.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's funny now that I'm getting to like meet some of these players that I like played Ultimate Team with, but like yeah, no, how was that relationship with FIFA / EAFC?
I've put it down. This year is the first year I haven't played. Being a dad takes a lot of your gaming time away from you, and the gaming time that I do have, I don't want to stress myself out with anxiety-ridden Ultimate games.
Yeah, yeah.
And so I choose one-player games like the 007 game.
Oh yeah.
Holy moly, that thing was insane.
Heck yeah.
Very, very good. So yeah, any gaming time I get now is dedicated more to stuff like that, or I'm still a big fighting game fan. So it's either Mortal Kombat or the new Marvel Token game that's about to come out. I'm getting very excited about that one. A little bit of Marvel Rivals as well. That's a good game as well. But yeah, no, but apparently it looks like there's a couple competitors coming out as far as like soccer games are concerned.
Yeah.
So I'm curious to see where they go. But yeah, if there's a game that I can just pick up and I know right away, it's that one.
No, yeah, no, that's a go-to.
I remember year 1, Loyal, we hosted a party at my house, and that was when I was still drinking, and I broke out the good Japanese whiskey.
Ooh.
And the players and I got in it, and I schooled a few of the guys in that room. And I remember they tried like on an off day, they hit me up on my phone. They're like, we're streaming, or no, we're playing online. We want a chance to play you again,
Mhm.
because they blamed it on the alcohol.
Yeah.
I beat him again,
Whew.
and so that was over. None of the players wanted to play me anymore, so that was good.
That's actually a great way to earn street cred for soccer players. Oh, 100%.
Like, it was. I remember Elijah being like, he just passes really effing well. I'm like, well, I've played a lot of this game. I've been sitting at home in my 20s, not playing on the field like the rest of you.
Yeah.
And just playing online all day.
What was your favorite FIFA?
What year?
Yeah.
Ooh, I can't remember so like, I still remember like the 98 World Cup edition.
Yes.
With the little, like the mascot character kicking the ball and everything like that.
Mhm.
And the good old, EA Sports in the game, the whole,
Yes.
the tagline. But what made me a Juventus fan was the Trezeguet,
Del Piero
era during FIFA, and how good that team was online.
It was around 06.
06.
It was around there.
Yeah. Yes, that whole squad was phenomenal.
Paul Nedved.
Mhm.
Yeah, on left. Oh,
Dino
dude.
to Barcelona.
And so that was probably the height of my ability was during
Yeah.
was during that. But then when Ultimate Team came out and you could build your own teams, that was just a game changer.
Yes.
And now you're like, oh, I can put whatever I want to put together.
I
That was the problem.
I never got into Ultimate Team.
See, but my problem online was when you just played club teams, everybody was Real Madrid. And
Yes.
you played the
And
same
everybody's slow.
matchup every single time. And now that happens in Ultimate Team too. You see a lot of the same players on the teams, but at least there's some differences between it. There's some, you see different squads, you see different play styles and stuff like that.
I'd hate to do this to you, but if you go play Ultimate Team now, that the women are also in Ultimate Team.
Yes, I've seen.
My initial team with Ken Zadali, back when Delphine Cascarina was there, and just mixing that with the French connection, just met. Oh,
and just being able to use
so great.
Like, we never had loyal jerseys in FIFA, right?
Yes.
So to use the wave jerseys on your Ultimate Team,
Yeah.
and now you can use the SDFC ones.
Yeah.
But I mean, I still have my Rocket League skins that are loyal.
Nice.
Yes.
Yes.
That was really, really cool when we did that.
My favorite thing about FIFA, and this might connect with you. I don't know if it connected with you, but you with your passes at DJ, but just those soundtracks.
They're the best.
Mhm.
They're the best. Like, I still, like, it's one of the reasons why I love coaching. You still feel young. You get to be around the youth and hear all the words they're using and like what they find interesting. So I enjoyed that, and that FIFA soundtrack provides that for me now. Like, I know when I listen to the FIFA soundtrack, I'm like, oh, I'm gonna hear this over the next 6 to 12 months around the world, because these songs are pretty popular. I don't like the fact that they've taken it off of iTunes and they only put it on Spotify, because I don't use Spotify.
That's as a Spotify user, I have my, and he knows this. I play my FIFA 97 through EA 26 soundtrack just on shuffle.
But we'll be out in public and like a song will come on, I'll start like singing along with it or something, and my wife will be like, how do you know this? I'm like, FIFA.
Yeah, no, that's it annoys them so much, because same thing. I was watching Grey's Anatomy. I was watching it through the pandemic, and then it'll be like a episode from 2009. I'll be like, hey, that's a FIFA song. Like, oh, that's a FIFA song. How do you know this? Oh, FIFA song. Commercial comes up for a car. FIFA song. Oh, I know this. I know the words for this. Like,
when you find bands, like, that's how it's
okay. But here's the thing, though. Here's what I found. We're so obscure. We need to end this podcast. What I have found is that none of it is really legacy music, meaning like, go back 5 years to that soundtrack and you listen to songs and you're like, why did I enjoy that? Or you're like, none of those bands are anywhere now.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's like that one song in the moment, it was good, but it wasn't what makes music really good, which is transcends time.
Yes.
So I found that interesting, because I've tried to go back to ones that I'm like, man, this whole thing was a banger. And you listen to them and you're like, this was good, that was good, but most of it was.
Yes. Yeah. No. And the art back then was in like FIFA, for me, at least FIFA 08 was, Frostwire, LimeWire, like what? Like, how do I find this obscure band in Britain that only has one album and download it? I guess I'm gonna have to download the discography and just find it out that way. But I think that's you're right. We do need to come to an end here. But I mean, this is what unites us, man. Soccer, the game, virtual, online, and you're still out there here in San Diego and doing the good work. And again, if there's anything that we can ever do to help out in any minor way, just let us know. And if it's having
I love the scholarship idea.
Yeah.
And just keep this seat open for me when I need to come talk about stuff.
Yes,
You know what I mean?
absolutely.
And then like, I know the podcast is going away, but it'd be cool to see some reporting done down at the facility or a live show down at the street soccer park or something like that.
I'm
You know
down.
what I mean?
We can do that.
Yeah.
What are we doing next week? Because I mean,
No.
the final episode needs to be here,
Of course.
Yeah.
and because we were talking
2
about
more episodes.
the bonfire that we had and doing it there, but it's fine. We'll do it here.
So like I saw the question pop up there, like what happens? I didn't know it was coming to an end. I mean, I guess that makes sense, right? The goal was to go to the World Cup.
Yeah. I mean, the outlet is still growing and it's expanding in more ways.
And we're paying for the website.
I'm diving more into Spanish coverage
Cool.
of soccer in San Diego. Tony's still probably ongoing Chromaniacs.
Yeah, Sandy.
Maybe, I don't know,
maybe
something. It's
I
been-
may do like I mean, again, wand waving. I'd love to be the Anthony Bourdain of soccer in San Diego, and just soccer in general, and just go to places and talk to people, and like that. That's what interests me, and just like finding the backgrounds. And if it's like a standalone, like a Tony Talks show, I'm interviewing
Right,
people from around the community and just doing those things. I'd love to do that. With San Diego FC, with Craig and the Chromaniacs, keeping that around. But we've also had this just kind of fantasy of being super punk rock and just saying, what happens if you just never hear from us again? And just like, what happened to those guys? Just the
Nice.
Sopranos, just black screen, boom. But no, we'll continue, because again, there's a lot of work to still do, as you know, with soccer in San Diego, and so we'll try to keep it out.
It's still fun. That's the most important thing. It's
That's the
always
one thing
been
we told
fun.
ourselves.
It's still fun.
The moment it
Good.
stops
Good.
being fun, we're gonna
Yeah.
step away.
Yeah.
We're still here, and it got us to where we needed. But I think that that story is cool. Of just hey, these guys made it to a World Cup because they, started talking soccer and made it happen. And it's gonna be really cool with it at the end. I'd love to do a live show, Paul, at the end, but I don't think my mom will let all of you guys in here.
You just need a venue. Got to take it somewhere.
We can totally do that. We can totally do that. And then I don't know. I've seen this guy more than I've seen my family for the past 6 years,
That's true.
and it's been really fun. And I think this is why we really appreciate you coming in. It's just like we're talking like, well, who are people that we need to have just towards the end.
Yeah,
and
now I'm
just
glad I
like that.
made it.
And it's
even more glad I made it.
yeah. No, it's
Thank you.
definitely awesome to have you here, man. Really appreciate your
Yeah,
time. and
no,
appreciate you. And I thought I said
Appreciate
I'd
you.
give you a hug right now, but we'll go ahead and just kind of come to a close here for our episode. And
Next week, Landon's coming in person. No, I'm just kidding.
he was our white whale. We
never
got him as the 4th/3rd all-time greatest San Diego Wave coaches, because there's only been 4.
Yeah.
We got him in that space. We actually have
Well, let him finish the World Cup and I'll bug him.
here.
Oh, is this a voicemail?
No, this is during one of our
Your voice,
meetings.
It's been a while. Hi, Tony.
Yeah, no, it was a press conference, I think, right? On Zoom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like that was Tony's first question. And like,
Yeah.
Hey, Tony, great to hear your voice again. But he did one of these like,
He's a
Hey,
little
Tony.
Hey Tony. Nice
to
hearing
hear
your voice again. But all right. Thank you again for coming in. Thank you for everybody who is here. We'll go ahead and keep you posted, and we'll talk more San Diego FC, San Diego Wave, Street Soccer San Diego, everything that we have to do, and get involved, because we certainly did, and it was the most rewarding thing that we've ever done in our lives.
Oh, yeah.
But thank you guys. See you guys next time.